Welcome to the Black Sensei Society, one of the greatest anime podcasts that has arrived on your doorsteps. Today we got a very excellent episode, doing episode number 11. We plan to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. We know it wrapped up as of recently with the season 2 finale, so we'll give a very good conversation regarding that. We'll do a crazy anime tier maker. We had a very interesting back and forth last episode, so we try to figure out the craziest anime characters in anime and a lot more stuff, of course. You know, you got your boy, your host, Riddell, with my co-host, Lonnie, Random, Ty, J-Rob will be pulling up. Miles is not going to be here today, but he is another one of the Black Sensei captains. And
salute to Miles, man.
Shout out to Miles. I want to remind y'all, rate it 5 stars for the podcast, like the video, and help us grow. So with that said, how y'all doing?
Doing good.
It's good, y'all. Sorry, I'm eating right now. So yeah.
L Munchies.
Yeah, I'm about to have some here in a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you.
Besides the podcast growing, it's been chilling.
Mm-hmm. It was fun when you shared those numbers with us, man.
So. Yeah, I mean, we're still on the up and up. We're still grinding, doing our thing, of course. You know what I'm saying? What's good, J-Rob?
Oh my God, you would put the little headline in there.
What up, King? That shit cool. I like that little feature. That one going. I'm be busting ass with that little feature now.
I low key thought about it. I was like, what am I gonna put on there?
I'm gonna have some new shit every show. some new shit every show. Get me the egoist right now. Oh, we live right now. My bad. I didn't even know we was live, boys.
No, you good. We should be live on YouTube.
Yeah, we live.
No, we on. Yeah. I just checked. Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
Yeah, we live on YouTube.
Both Santo, we're on both.
Yeah, we're on both.
Yeah,
also, I forgot to shout out real quick. You know, we do have a membership tier that people can join up. I created a little, graphic for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Join up.
Yeah.
Membership.
Yeah.
We got Just Lewis, one of our members. So
that's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Join up.
Yeah.
We've been cooking. Riddell been cooking behind the scenes.
Yeah, let's go.
J-Rob, that's why we haven't seen him in 2 weeks, man.
That's what I like
his face in 2 weeks till today.
I ain't know you was going to do that. Yeah, OD, Riddell.
Hey, man, we here. We grinding. We doing our thing. But I guess to start it off, we got to start off how we always start off. Agenda, our fraud watch. What is going on recently? And one thing that I want to point out, Santos said it's only showing on Twitch. Is it bugging, really?
I'm on YouTube right now.
I'm literally on YouTube right now. It's probably, I think the bot on Discord's not showing the YouTube one. It's only showing the Twitch one.
Yeah, on Discord.
I can post the.
I see, like,
I can post the. Yeah, I'll post the YouTube one right now.
Hey, you guys, I gotta. When we ready, I got a Blue Lock agenda I need to push.
Yo, you're not about to. No, hold on, time out. I'm gonna make something clear right now, Ty, right now. You get in line, pal. This not your thing. You're not gonna take this train and become the ambassador of Blue Lock. I've been pushing this shit since crack in the 80s. So I'm gonna let you know right now, you're gonna have to act right, okay?
What's my agenda, J-Rob? Do you know what I do?
I don't even know.
We don't trust you.
If we go in the Bakugo route, then I'm good on it. J-Rob,
you're gonna like my agenda.
Okay, all right. As long as it's inbounds. As long as it's inbounds. Yeah,
don't disrespect Blue Lock, Ty.
Yeah, as long as
I'll jump through the screen, Ty.
Have y'all not been paying attention to what I've been saying about Blue Lock? I don't think why would I disrespect it for?
Okay. I had to wait. My bad. I'm hostile about Blue Lock because that is the one right there.
My agenda about Blue Lock is that Blue Lock is not as edgy and not as self-centered as I heard it to be. Now it does focus a lot about that, but I feel like Blue Lock, as far as like the story is showing us, that team is still equally as valuable as ego. Because a lot of the time those two things play to each other a lot. Like we've seen many cases where in clutch moments, the passing to a teammate or utilize your teammate was the best route. Even some of those more individual skills shining is because of someone else. So I think that the author does a really good job of highlighting the importance of utilize yourself to be the best version of yourself for your team consistently. And I feel like that's what makes the idea of ego very nuanced and well written, in my opinion. But people only focus on the individual aspect of it. I feel like that's such a disservice. Like even with the Neo Egoist League, that's the part I'm on now. Talk about how your side can go up based on the goals you score. However, if you focus too much on yourself, the other teams will think that you're just focused on you're like a good loser, for example. So
Right.
it lets you know that I need to improve myself personally, but I still need to focus on my team and elevate us to wins so that I can get my rank up. So he does a really good job of balancing both. So really good writing.
like it. I like
Ty,
it. I like it.
just as how do you feel about Kaiser as, I guess you can say, the villain of the arc?
Are we deep in the mix now? You deep in the mix now, Riddell?
I'm not. I'm about to plug these ears right now.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Riddell and Ty, I really got maybe one more Tuesday to go, fellas, before random. Because I'm with you. Let's talk about him.
Hold on a second. I'm at Kaiser. We're watching, so I'm only like, look, it's like 100, like 20, 40 chapters, right? 20, 40.
Because
What are you, 220, right?
Either,
Around
right?
220?
Yeah, 220. I'll probably catch up like tomorrow.
How
Maybe
many chapters are there?
like 240. I'm like 20 chapters.
240, around 240.
Okay.
I'll be caught up like in like maybe tonight. But what I like about Kaiser, and it's kind of something that we see almost every match, is that there is a character that rivals Isagi that has a piece that he's missing. That's typically the route that we see consistently. I think is a good way to show how much Isagi has to learn. And it also really shows like how many skills you can really learn playing fucking soccer. I like, bro, I'm actually like locked in, bro.
Ty, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I have two options right now, and I'm trusting you because I know you're big for both mangas as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Should I read Blue Lock for the next week, or should I read the original Dragon Ball?
I would say I would say read.
Come on, bro.
No, I would say read Blue Lock.
Like, come on, bro.
Well,
I'm glad. Now you said the right answer, Todd, because you would have pissed me off even more if you would have said Dragon Ball.
Listen, just because I can appreciate the right Dragon Ball, don't mean that it's not like. Listen,
nah, it's just Blue Lock is hot right now. This is what's hot on the streets right now.
That's why I said Blue Lock. Because I think, especially because I heard that I don't know the context of it. People were like, yo, you got to catch up because some crazy shit about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think
this match about to be a movie, Ty. This match that's coming up is about to be a movie. It's also going to be about 25 to 30 chapters long.
Wait a second. Reddit, where are you at?
The last place I ended with was Isagi beating Rin. I believe is where I ended when Isagi beat Rin.
You talking about in U20?
Is this before U20?
The back 12. Are you talking about the back heel? The back heel shot.
Because like Rin took what's his name that is great at passing, like the first friend that Isagi made. He stole him. And then
he's mad back, man.
Isagi ain't never beat Rin for real. I want you to know that.
That's why I was confused. I thought you meant like he beat him from the standpoint of
I'm going to say
the 3v3 where he saw, or not 3v3. It was like,
so you're back at like season 1.
Yeah, you haven't even seen Blue Lock versus U20.
Ty, can I say something?
Nah,
Ty, random, Lonnie, y'all all caught up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 3 chapters behind right now.
Okay, bad. So then you're caught up enough to understand my question. I'll be honest though. I just hope that Arthur doesn't drag because Rin is gonna come into that game feeling like he got 2 L's on Isagi, because when he beat him in Blue Lock, he wasn't even feeling it, like the way he won, because obviously you remember this was the whole idea, like creating your own luck in soccer and things like that. Then obviously he scores the goal. I'm not going to say which goal, Riddell, but he scores a goal in the U20 match. Obviously, how big that was. He felt like he took an L in that regard. So I just hope they don't drag this idea that Rin is like he lost to Isagi 2 or 3 times, and them victories don't count. Because in Isagi mind, he feel like he been losing, bro. He don't feel like he has a 1-up on Rin. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only thing with and that's really just how they write it. That's my thing, how they write it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to feel like Ren is feeling like an underdog or something. I'd rather him feel like he got more to prove or something like that. I don't want to see no like underdog vibes, if that makes sense.
To be honest, J-Rob, I haven't missed Ren. I've enjoyed my time reading without him being there. So I'm like his I understand his backstory. His backstory with his brother really didn't move me because his brother. I'm just gonna use this because I haven't watched Naruto, but it looked like his brother just had him in a genjutsu.
Facts, actually, facts.
That's all it really looked like. He just had his brother in a genjutsu. Like, was it Say just had him in a genjutsu the whole time?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like, if I'm reading that, I ain't never shot a soccer ball competitively in my life, and I could figure that out. And you over here making it seem like the world ending because he's like, hey, I went overseas. I realized I can't be a striker, but I'm gonna be the best midfielder. And then me and you go take it to the top. But Ren, like, nah, we gotta do it together. Like, that's what he's trying to tell you. That's what he's trying to tell you for real. So
I feel that.
I don't care so much about Ren. I care about the guy that's on his team. That evil, crazy mother
Shido.
I care about Shido, bro. I want to see what Shido got going on, bro.
Every time you see Shido, somebody's scrapping. It just turned.
I will say this though. I will say this.
That's a Lonnie character right there.
You know how like in Haikyuu they go pro, and so their teams get all mixed up with like different players. It's kind of dope because you get to see different, like these way different lineups. This is kind of fire. I would really love like when they go pro. Shido and Isagi team up would be a vibe.
He'd be like, bruh.
It'd be such a vibe.
It would be very interesting to see.
It would be such a vibe. Like if Isagi's dominating with Shido out there, I would have to give him hella flowers, bro. He would be OD.
How do you think the series ends? I was thinking about that today.
Oh, Japan wins the World Cup.
Do they keep?
Or it's like the U20 World Cup. They win the U20 World Cup, and then maybe they'll have like the best thing I think they should do is just have like, and then after that have like a movie where they go to the World Cup, and they play Julian Loki in France for the World Cup.
Mbappe? You mean Mbappe?
Yeah, Mbappe. Or they could do Michael Kaiser, but I think Julian Loki in France would be kind of more fire because, damn, Riddell, I'm sorry to tell you this, get in your scriptures, but Charles is OD. What Charles is doing with Shido and Ren, you know, Loki's an egoist too. He got Charles in there just
like their age too.
Yeah. Charles is 15. He's 15, like Lonnie. Reread that chapter. He's 15.
We're all just sitting there, like you said, Gerald. We're all waiting for that Nagi redemption.
I'm gonna say I'm like 20 chapters behind. I'm locking in tonight, bro.
Yo, Charles Kelly, bro. Ty, literally, this is why I will say too, and I love this dynamic, Ty. If you could talk about this in your place, and this is pretty cool too. The teachers and how all their teachers for these teams all have. You ever noticed they all have their own agendas?
They do.
And they're actually pretty crazy. Like, for example, Levino, he don't care about it at all. Actually, his whole thing is if you can't have any creativity, you ain't flourishing. So I don't got nothing for you. That's why Bachira is one of the only people who's really excelling with him because they're all having to find their own creativity. That's why they're one of the worst teams in the whole joint. Chris Prince.
I like the Brazil aspect to him in the capoeira.
Right.
Like he tries to put that into his style.
I just saw the one with because they're right where I'm at now. It's Isagi's team versus Barrows, and he's trying his one thing I like about Blue Lock is that just when I feel like I'm getting, I get the overall message obviously, but just when I feel like okay, this is where he's going with it, he adds another layer to it. I'm like, man, is this dude? He be adding layers to their philosophy. I'm like, damn. It's always like a building block. That's why I think like U20 was so tough because like that last like luck piece of it, that was fire. That
was fire.
That panel where you see the final score, you see Isagi jumping.
With the piece.
Yeah, like when he at U20 where he pumped his fist.
Oh, yes, oh my God! Yes, that's a magnificent panel.
Low key, Ty, I have a question, and then we can move on because we don't need to talk about Blue Lock. We can say Blue Lock.
Like he like scores, and then like you see like Nagi picking him up. I was like, yo, I was like, wow,
yo, that shit fire. So
Oh, what happened to what was your question?
No, I was saying, Ty, is there any new gen MC that has as much character growth as Usagi? Because low key, the whole point of like Blue Lock story is for him to like just keep on growing.
So,
like,
are you saying like, is there a new gen character or change more?
Can you say that again?
Yeah, you like cut
So,
out.
my bad. Are you saying there's a new gen character that's learned more or changed more?
I guess both, because like they're both like, because he is like kind of doing both at the same time. Like he is growing into more of that, like his ego is growing, but also his skill set is growing. So I'm just wondering, like, because when it comes to like just character development, I guess at this point, like I got him over Deku, I got him over Tanjiro, like I got him over Asta.
Who?
Usagi.
I mean, there are a few characters
Lonnie.
that are not maybe not mainstream shonen. Like there's a few seinen new gen, but if we're just talking about like this shonen word like we usually talk about, I would say probably the only character I think that has grown more is probably Denji, just because the way that Denji is like, he's a caretaker now.
That's a good.
He's literally a proper caretaker now. Like that's actually insane. So maybe Denji, but I do think that with Isagi's growth, he learns something new every fucking match, every training step. Like he's constantly receiving information on how to be a better football player. So it's kind of like he has more on-screen time to learn more information. So from that perspective, I would probably say Isagi.
How this is the last question, because Lon, you were just talking about him as a character development. Where do you see Blue Lock, like if it finishes in a way that makes sense to everybody in the ending? If it's like a complete anime, where would it finish in like your all time? Like what do you think Blue Lock could go on all time at the pace that it's at right now?
Yeah, what's the ceiling, Ty?
So if we're talking about are you talking about like on my list or just like
honestly, it really anybody could take the floor, but I'm just asking because I think all of us hold it in such high regard. How far do you think it could be just because of the pace that it's going at? I don't want to just put it in I don't want to put it in just a sports anime. I want to put it in the whole realm. Like where does it fit in the whole realm? Because I do think one thing about sports anime and certain like slice of life and more niche anime, they don't get lumped in with like the top shonen stuff or the top like seinen stuff because of what the standards are for those anime. But I look at Blue Lock having the ability, there's certain sports anime that have made it, but I'm saying where do y'all think it may finish in terms of like just overall?
I think if you talk about overall, well, one, it's killing the manga sales scene right now.
There's a reason why it sold the most, Ty. There's a reason why it sold the most in Japan.
I bought 3 Blue Lock volumes yesterday. I bought volume 1, 3, and 4. And I'm a big fan now. So as far as like, it's one of the most hyped manga right now. I do think that once Blue Lock is finished, I don't know how long it's gonna go. I don't really know, but I do think it'll be reviewed as one of the greatest mangas of all time. Like there's plenty of sports manga. Like one of my favorite ones is Rikudo, but no one really talks about it. It's not as successful as Blue Lock. Blue Lock will 100% be one of the most successful manga of all time. Like like it's doing like big 3 numbers like this. Like that's actually it's actually crazy.
Fire.
Well, I said it last week, J-Rob. If Blue Lock finishes off right, it's going to be the greatest sports anime of all time. It's going to take the throne. And mind you, obviously everybody has their own thing. Like people like Hajime no Ippo because people actually be boxing in that show, right? But Hajime no Ippo follows a very, ironically, I haven't kept up. I lost track here. I haven't read it in a few months. But to me, every time I read it, it follows a very simple formula, right? Ippo gets his opponent, he trains, goes through a little bit of like whatever personal stuff he has to deal with. He fights. The fight's crazy. Every fight's crazy. He wins, and like he wins most of the time, but then the times that he loses, obviously, and then you just start the whole thing over again. Blue Lock has this constant ability of like it's like Ty said, every goddamn match, it's something new. Like once he finishes the Borrow one, I want to talk to Ty again once he finishes that one, because it's not just the fact that it always feels like it's constantly changing. A new character takes the stage. A new character besides Usagi takes the stage, and that person gets their chance to shine. So I just think maybe the only thing that might hurt it is the anime, because a lot of people had problem with the CGI in the anime.
Oh, bro, they about to have so much money now, King.
Yeah, so
threw me off a little bit, not gonna lie.
So they said the anime was not supported by the studio the way it should have. because
They
of
got a
how
lot of money now, brother.
So I'm sitting there like, throw the money in there real tight. But also, you're watching a sports anime. Like, unless you really want them to do that stuff by hand, like you're gonna get some CGI. So I just think it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great.
I don't really buy that, but I do think that the Blue Lock anime will be even better moving forward, especially since if they get a movie animation quality is always top tier,
Facts.
right? So with that said, I mean, I'll say this. First thing for my agenda, I did watch an anime recently. I'll talk about that in a second, but I've been sold, ladies and gentlemen. I've been sold. I am going to catch up to Blue Lock by next week. 240-ish chapters. I'm going to catch up. And I guess the only question is next week a Blue Lock episode? Is it time for a Blue Lock episode? Now, there's two ways we can go about that. We can go back the character route, or we can go back sports series tournament bracket. So that
I'd say I want to do characters. I think we should do a tier maker for that.
You don't want me to get my sports anime bag. It'll get nasty.
Yeah, I think we should do how we did JJK with the characters.
You guys kind of say one thing about Blue Lock.
you do a ranking?
Do you want to? Oh, that's what. Oh, yeah. I mean, I just
That's
like
what
how
we
we
did.
did that. I thought that was a pretty dope
Sports
concept.
anime?
Well, we want to do sports anime. We could do a sports anime show.
Well, next
can rank
one. So if we're doing
We
Blue
could do
Lock,
that
we do
too,
with
facts,
characters.
man.
We could. I mean, we could do like, I don't know how many like important characters are with over
Hella,
right?
Hella
So it's
characters, man. Like we're just getting a look at some of the best strikers in the world and the captains, and there's more out there.
Like I said, something
Like-
real quick about Blue Lock, real quick. I got two things to say real quick. We can move after this, but one, I want to give the writer a lot of props because one thing he does so well is balancing characters, bro. Like having it's so hard to write a scene with like multiple characters. This dude really be writing 11 on 11 scenes and everyone feels almost equally involved. Like that to me is a writing feat that he does consistently. He's a great job at that. And also, bro, I was just looking at, we were talking about the success of Blue Lock. Blue Lock, Hajime no Ippo came out in the 80s. It has 100 million manga sales. Blue Lock came out in 2013, has 30 million, and it sold 10 million last year. So
This the one.
if it goes on, I believe it's gonna pass Hajime no Ippo. Like I just believe.
You think it's gonna pass 100 mil? It depends on how long the series is. I'm gonna be honest.
It's passing 100 milli, bro.
Here's the thing.
You also think like movie sales and stuff like that, like it like helps skyrocket manga sales and stuff like that.
Skyrocket, I agree.
All I'm gonna say is this: wait till them clips get to the internet from these movies and these new episodes. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Wait till these clips get to the internet, gang. That's how it happens.
I feel like it depends on a lot of things, but like one thing that anime now, like it's like this is a perfect time for, like, for example, JJK Volume 25 that had Gojo and Sakuna fight, that had in 1 week, it sold millions in 1 week. Like manga is not the same as it used to be, bro. Like it's a whole different wave. So I feel like Blue Lock selling a 10th of Hajime no Ippo in 1 year, that is, bro. Give it
possible.
Like Demon Slayer is in the top 10 with only like 200 chapters.
Shout out to Demon Slayer.
No. I mean, I definitely think it's possible. I'm not gonna deny, and especially if it's way longer than we expect, because a sports series can be pretty decently long. For the most part, you already said it's 240 chapters. Do y'all think it's ending anytime soon?
No.
I ain't gonna lie. With the money and pace, why would it?
So if it's like,
I don't even there's not even a way for them to get to the U20.
To me, they gotta. To me, we gotta get at least. We don't gotta get the World. The World Cup could be a movie, but I'm not gonna lie. We need at least a time skip to a Champions League arc. Like we need these boys in the pros. We gotta get at least a little bit of pro action with these boys. I can't be satisfied. Is all we get. If the pinnacle, I will say this: for the pinnacle of Blue Lock is winning the U20 World Cup and just, having ignited this new generation. That's the goal. That's it. That's all we get. I mean, it'll still do numbers. It'll be really good, but I'll be a little disappointed because I need to see these boys. I need to see a Baron munching Isagi on the real team, on the senior team, playing in the Champions League against Ren at PXG and Julian Loki for a Champions League's title, bro. And then you give us the World Cup movie. That's what we need.
I feel like it has to do that. If this
has to.
the point of the story is become the world's best striker when we have to see them against the world. Like,
Thank you.
I honestly, J-Rob, I would argue that would probably be bad writing if you don't see that, because if the point is to do that, you would have to show us them doing that.
Yeah.
No,
But-
I definitely agree. I mean, right from the beginning, the whole point of this whole thing is to make Japan the best.
Yeah.
So
I think we're 100% getting that arc, and that's gonna be tough.
Too.
It-
We
Well,
have
it
at
only
the start of the
makes
Egoist League, J-Rob, wasn't they say it was like a few months before the U20 World Cup?
these guys all have offers to pro teams. They all have offers to pro teams. I agree. Like Ty just said, this is about the best in the world, and Riddell's mentioned that too. Like it's important, I think, for the fan base to see Isagi reach this goal of #1 striker in the world. I think especially because of the genesis of who he was as a person. Remember, this is the guy who was passing up stuff because he was on his team player, low self-esteem, and he has molded himself into who he is now. So it's like, I think we all deserve that. And the Champions League thing could be a time skip. It don't gotta be we gotta go through a training arc and that. It could be a time skip. I think the fans will be very okay with that. It's still a sports anime. We know they have to go to practice.
Yeah. One thing I will say for me, real quick, for my agenda is I am gonna
Do we get Lonnie to say his stuff before you go, Riddell?
What's
Did you want to say anything? Because I know we all waxed poetically, but did you say something?
Oh no, I had like a small agenda or something small to say that wasn't Blue Lock related, but you can go first.
My bad.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, for the most part, if I got the time, I'll try to check out a new series or whatever. It just seems like this next week will be a very much a grind, of course, to catch up to Blue Lock and see the greatness that is that. I'm thinking whether or not I want to finish what I've seen in the anime first before I start reading the manga. I'm gonna contemplate that on my own, of course. But I did watch this recent anime called The Yuzuki Family's Four Sons. Now, if you haven't seen it, it's a slice of life anime and it's a very interesting dynamic where there's four brothers, a 20-year-old, two kids that are in first year in high school, I think, and then a kid in elementary school. All four brothers, both their parents died, and it's just a story of how these brothers kind of live their life and deal with the fact that the oldest brother is now taking care of three younger brothers. So it's an interesting slice of life dynamic that I haven't really seen in terms of like family dynamics, especially four brothers. So I'm going to shout that series out. I think it was pretty cool from what I've seen. And I will say this, the guy that was upset with Bakugo that we read his comments off, he replied a lot to what Ty said from regarding the Bakugo stuff. I'm not going to read everything he said. Ty, if you want to go through our comments and look at that Bakugo video and have a little battle with him, feel free. But he was not happy. I'm just saying that he was not.
I didn't even read it. That shit was long. That shit was long.
No, I appreciate the comment, but no, thank you.
And I always try to pull a poll up from our most like controversial debate or most like interesting debate, and the last one was the fact that whether or not Mahito is crazy. The two options were yes, absolutely, or no, because he's a curse. And I think 70% said yes in that particular debate. So just giving you the results over there, of course. But some people did agree with you, Lonnie, so I'll give you there. But
well,
what do you got to say?
Before I do my agenda, to go in on that Mahito take, so the way that I view like the whole insanity thing is this. So when it comes to like like us as humans, like we have our own like standard level, like a medium, like what's crazy or what's not. But when it comes to like curses, like what the forest curse, like she was created because she wanted humans to stop destroying the earth and forest and stuff like that. So she starts killing people because that's like her purpose. Her purpose is to eliminate humans to save forests. Mahito, he's created from the hatred and cruelty of human beings. So the structure of his being is he's not a human. The structure of his being is to hate and to be cruel to humans. So if that is like your base function, then what he's doing, so him hating and being cruel to human beings isn't crazy to him. Like if you build a robot to like kill a bunch of people, and then next thing you know, it starts saving a bunch of people, you're gonna be like, that robot's malfunctioning. That robot's fucking crazy. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. So is his actions crazy to humans? Yes, but the perspective of curses, especially curses like Sukuna kills a bunch of people. Jogo kills a bunch of people. We saw what he did in that cafe. So like to them, that's the norm. So to curse, if Mahito, who's built off of human hatred, was like loving on humans, then I would consider him a crazy curse because he's going against his nature.
Yeah,
that was my point.
That's great. That's good. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
disagree with all of that, to be honest. But I mean, we'll get with it when we talk about the tier maker, about crazy anime characters. But
back to I can say
what was
my real quick. The latest chapters of Chainsaw Man, I feel like we're really at a tipping point when it comes to Denji and his character development. Like we're like really at like a pinnacle point because it's like, does he want to continue growing as a person or does he want to continue growing as Chainsaw Man? And like you saw
Did you read the last chapter?
Huh?
I think he's kind of chosen what he wants to do.
Low-key, he's kind of chosen. I still think there's time for him to veer back to either side, but like when it I liked how it was set up because like low-key the second part, like it's building up like, oh, he really wants to be Chainsaw Man. Like he likes the fame, he likes the attention, he likes this. But at the same time, you see like how he's grown from part 1. So you get to see like two sides of it growing, and then like that point where like his house is burning down and everything like that. And then he's just like, yo, maybe you guys shouldn't be around me anymore because I just like being Chainsaw Man. But that's also like, it also reminded me of like the moment with Makima where he was just like, hey, I just want to be a dog right now because if everything else is in my life is going to shit, so I might as well just do this. His house burned down, his home, all the dogs, everything's falling apart. So he's just like, maybe I should just be Chainsaw Man full time because I have nothing else right now. So
really, it's because people
actually like learns from his mistakes in part 1 or not.
Really, it's because people just don't want Denji to like just mind your business. Let Denji do him. He's chilling.
That's a question. Do y'all think that he will find a way to do both, like be human and be Chainsaw Man?
Probably.
But what do you think? Is it gonna be like a superhero technically?
I think I don't know. I don't maybe, but I think
both. I don't think so.
I think
he's a religious figure in that world.
I think he's gonna eventually become both because the human side of him is the life he lives, like with the people he cares about. But then Chainsaw part is the exciting part that gives him like a lot of personal satisfaction. So I think he's gonna become both.
I think he can replace that excitement with something else, and that something else could be certain relationship dynamics. But I don't think it could stay both by the end of the story.
He's been looking for whatever that replacement is the whole time in part 2.
Could have been what's her name, but then Makima erased her memory.
Technically,
yeah, she erased his memory or erased her memory. So
I guess future fraud watch thing. The the Dragon Ball Super manga is back, so they're officially starting the Black Frieza arc.
You're putting DBZ on Fraud Watch or DBS?
I've already made my feelings clear about having Frieza be the antagonist for the 4th time in the series, at least.
You mad about it?
Let's look. Obviously, this is it. This is it.
Black Frieza, Jesus.
This is it. Jesus, why'd you say it like that?
I just said 2 words. Black Frieza.
I started to look at that American flag behind you the way you said that.
Wow.
You know what else was there?
Hate in your heart.
You see that Jolly Roger right there?
No, the one to the left. I was like, hold on a second, why you say it like that?
Yeah, that flag represents freedom right there.
You said Black Frieza.
Right.
I just said 2 words. Black Frieza. You know what I'm saying?
Stop saying it like that, bro.
Yeah,
stop saying it like
I don't know what
Black Frieza.
Saying it like Uncle Ruckus.
I think it's just because whatever. Okay, this is it. Frieza. This is Frieza's last. This should be his last chance as the main antagonist in the show. And I guess I need to watch it. But it starts off. We get Broly, so we're getting Broly in the manga. It's like Goku's training with him. So I guess we'll see what happens. But I'm like, this is it, man. End of Frieza, and after Frieza, like I think they should leave the universe. J-Rob, who else is left to challenge them? They should leave the universe.
I thought that, but then you got
I don't know.
Oro.
Man, listen, I gotta
I gotta read the chapters to see how I feel about where the direction of Dragon Ball Z is going. Super is going.
Yeah, I haven't peeped the recent chapter.
The
either.
problem is like Dragon Ball, I just kind of go back to it when it's just time for me to catch up a little bit, see what's going on. But
True.
you know, like the last few chapters seemed like it was just the Beast movie. So I'm like, I'll catch up when this new arc starts up.
Yeah. Wait until something's popping. Though. We're right here. Come on.
Lonnie, did you read Ordeal's season 2 final chapter?
The final chapter, yeah, I didn't read the chapter that came out last week though.
Okay, yeah. Let me know what you think of that when you read it.
Hey, man. So let's get into our first sub-segment. This is a new sub-segment. It's kind of interesting. And it is blind rankings, but a different way. So I just found a list. I'm going to tell you where the list comes from, and I'll tell you what the list is about. Y'all will guess who's on the list. You have 3 chances, though. If you fail after 3 turns, then I'm just going to reveal everybody who's on the list. But, you know, it's a fun thing to do. This list is from IMDb, and it is a top 10 anime series of all time list.
Okay.
So can y'all guess the 10 anime that is on this list?
Say that. Can you
Like
say
I
that
said,
part before? real quick?
If you guys can guess as a group. If you guys guess wrong 3 times, y'all are done. This is a IMDb list, and it is the top 10 greatest anime of all time.
I have a question. Do you have to do it in like order? Like
No, the order doesn't matter. I'll tell you what number it goes on.
all right, so I would say Attack on Titan is definitely one.
Attack on Titan is not on this list.
What?
Full Metal Alchemist. What? Brotherhood. Sorry.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is not on this list.
What?
What?
0 for 2.
I'm so
0 for 2.
Demon Slayer.
Lock in, bro. I'm gonna
so
let you guys think, but really think.
Yeah, Demon Slayer.
One Piece? Is One Piece?
No, hold on.
No,
Hold
not
on.
One Piece. Not One Piece.
I'm gonna help you out.
There's no way.
Just Lewis got an answer.
No, Cowboy Bebop's on my because you said IMBD, so guys like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but like Full Metal Alchemist should just be on every top 10 list.
Okay.
It's not on this one.
One Piece.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
hell. Oh my
One Piece
God.
not on the list.
One Piece is not on this list.
Is Demon Slayer on there?
Demon Slayer's not on this list. All right, time to tell you all
Samurai
what is on.
Champloo? Samurai Champloo on there?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
All right,
Gurren
let me-
Lagann. Wait, Gurren Lagann, is that on the list?
No.
What the?
This is a fraudulent ass list.
Let me
bro.
tell you who's on this list. Number 1 is Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
Number 2 is
Okay.
Steins Gate.
Okay.
Number 3 is Rurouni Kenshin Trust and Betrayal. I think it's a movie. Number 4 is
The movies
Berserk.
go hard. The movies go hard.
Berserk anime?
Yep.
That's crazy.
90,
Number 5.
the 91?
Yep.
The 90s?
Yep.
Okay.
Number 5 is
Alright.
Bakuno. Number 6 is Mushishi. Number 7 is The Rose of Versailles.
Oh, Rose of Versailles. That's actually not. It's actually pretty good.
Oh, someone knew who it is.
It actually
Before you continue, is Violent Evergarden on there?
Nope.
Rose of
Okay.
Versailles actually inspired Berserk.
Number 8 is Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Really?
Number 9 is Now and Then, Here and There. And number 10 is Hunter x Hunter.
That's so random.
Wow, none of the big three made it at
Yeah,
all.
it's a pretty crazy list. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
What is Mushi Mushi?
I've
Oh,
heard
it's
of
really
that.
good.
I've heard of it.
Really,
I've heard of it. I've
really
seen
good
like clips
anime.
of it. I just never watched it.
I really like it. I'll be honest. I'll tell you about it later. But yeah, that's our little blind ranking. So we can move on to the main topic. Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 and season 2. JJK has recently ended with a finale. You know, my boy Yuta showed up in the finale, and it finished one of the best arcs in Shonen, as people say, with the Shibuya arc. So after Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 and season 2, how we feeling about JJK right now?
Well, it feels like it's the most. I say popular, but it's not. It feels like it's the most talked about anime out right now. And especially with the casuals, obviously, Frieren gave it a run for its money in terms of how people like, you need to watch this. Obviously, we all said you need to watch it. Also, J-Rob, you need to watch it. Watch Frieren, and then come
How you
back.
know I haven't watched it already?
J-Rob, you gonna lie to my face? You gonna lie to my face?
I just asked you a question.
You gonna lie to my face? So J-Rob, am I lying?
Well, I asked was a question, bro. Like,
Okay, have you seen it, J-Rob? Have you seen it?
I think the ego is, but I'm gonna tell you something else. I heard free rent before they catch you up in there. Hey, J-Rob, I'm gonna protect you. I heard free was an industry plant. That's what I heard.
Industry plant is
What?
crazy.
what? Honestly, that's what it's honestly seeming like
That's
to
what
me,
the
bro.
streets saying, man. I'm telling you.
This is
this
really
all
giving me.
right.
This is really giving me. This is really giving me Kevin Hart in a dress vibes. Honestly, like,
That is nasty.
Wow.
Wow.
Have you seen it, J-Rob?
No, saying
Have you
you
read
haven't seen it yet.
No, neither of them seen it.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it eventually, but honestly, I haven't really been paying attention because there's a lot of other stuff I'm watching, and then also like, you know, Solo Leveling is out, and shout out to Blue Exorcist coming back. You know, I don't care what people think. I like Blue Exorcist, so that's back out. I'm watching that, so it just haven't been locked in, bro. The lady finally giving us new content, man. She's finally giving us new content, so I gotta. When she decides to give us Blue Exorcist, I gotta watch and lock in.
I respect it.
The first 2 episodes of Soul 11 should just been 1 hour long
Yeah,
episode.
she likes to do. She likes to go for a holiday, work on some new art. So, when she giving me Blue Extras, I gotta rock out.
Remember one time she took like a 3-month break to write a damn poem.
I respect her gangster. She ain't living on our time. Yeah, she ain't living on our time. She live on her time.
Damn poem.
I gotta respect.
Shout out, successful manga. I'll give her that.
I read it. It was mid.
No, I'm caught up with Blue Exorcist. A lot of stuff has happened.
Yeah, I'm reading Blue Exorcist. Honestly, like I'm about to start. I'm reading Blue Exorcist again.
Bro, that fight with the Demon King and hey man, it goes hard, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. It's all good. I'm gonna read all of that.
Crazy.
And I'm honestly finishing Sakamoto Days because I'm going through that and like I'm just finishing the whole thing in one fell swoop. Because the fights I'm seeing and panels I'm seeing, I'm like, yeah, this looks kind of crazy, bro. So,
Sakamoto Days is one of the ones, bro.
The art looks just immaculate. I gotta say that art immaculate. I'm sorry, I know what you're talking about.
So. Real quick before we continue on JJK, for some reason, you saying Sakamoto Days like reminded me of my original Hot Take. I don't know if any of y'all read Twin Star Exorcist.
Oh, I did a little bit. Well, I watched it first.
I know what it is.
I watched it first, Lonnie.
That was a mistake because I read it all. Like I love Twin Star Exorcist, but what the bullshit that they pulled in the manga, I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I watching? Like people that you don't see till like the 4th or 5th arc are like in episode 4.
You're talking about the anime, the bullshit.
Yes, the anime. Like the anime is like the pacing of it is atrocious. The animation's low key mid. And like Twin Star Exorcist, when I first was reading it, like way back, I was like, yo, this is gonna be like one of the next big ones. And then the animation, it's terrible. So it's just like, I don't know.
You know what it's like? You know what the animation is like, Riddell? It's like Saturday cartoons when we was kids, bro. That's what it looked like.
But the story is actually like low key.
Facts to life. Facts, Lonnie. It is.
It's definitely one. It's like Twin Star Exorcist and Seraph of the End are just one of those series that I eventually will read at some point in my life. But
if anyone ever sees the anime, don't just read it. Please just read it.
Yeah, I mean, I
feel about Promise Neverland. Like you just gotta read it.
100% Promise Neverland and Tokyo Ghoul. Actually, just read it.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul as well. Yeah, you just have to read it.
Oh, my bad. Let me get back to what I was saying about JJK. Now that we're off the tangent, obviously with it being the most talked about right now, it had the internet in a chokehold, and the manga with the Sukuna Gojo fight, and now that we know that it's supposed to end this year, J-Rob, it feels like you gotta enjoy it while you have it, if that makes any sense. You gotta enjoy it while you have it. And obviously, even though the anime will continue for some time, with JJK ending, and we're getting to the point where and we mentioned this episodes ago, where like one of the ones that is holding up Shonen Jump is about to leave. What are y'all about to do? So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, Shonen Jump is definitely in a weird situation. JJK season 2 Shibuya, Do you all think Shibuya, after seeing it animated, is one of the greatest shonen arcs of all time? Do you think it stands the test of time in terms of animated arcs?
I think
Say that one more time.
Y'all think Shibuya ended up basically living up to expectation, being one of the greatest shonen anime arcs of all time?
I think
The
so.
uh, one of yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to say the greatest. I'm like,
Nah,
hold on.
nah,
I'm gonna say, hold on, cowboy. Yeah, hold on, cowboys. Hold slow your roll. But it was good.
definitely one of the greatest arcs.
Facts, 100%.
The anime elevated a lot of so many scenes. Like they really did.
You know what we got to start doing? We got to just start watching arcs. Start comparing arcs. Figure that out.
That's a good idea.
Start comparing.
I mean,
arcs.
I'm there. There's certain series, and I know we talking about JJK, but there's certain series that need some respect. I'm gonna be honest. Naruto needs respect, bro. Naruto needs its
Who
respect.
out here not respecting Naruto?
Facts. Who's not respecting Naruto?
Random. You.
Oh, 'cause
I
you don't
just
have
haven't
no
read it. I just haven't read it yet. That doesn't mean I don't respect it.
I heard
You know
you
what's
say
crazy?
some nasty things
You know what's
regarding
crazy?
Naruto.
I've actually never read Naruto. I've just seen every single episode. Like this because Naruto
Oh,
came
Lottie,
like,
I'm gonna need you. No, never mind. Because you just
no, you can't. I've seen all the content.
Nah, but
he
he
saw
needs
the
to give me-
content. He saw the content.
All I'm saying
I
is
read Boruto. I'm locked in. I read Boruto, so
That's
we
tough.
good.
All right.
No, it's not. Read Boruto is good.
I don't
bro.
wish
I
that
don't
on
care.
no man.
Listen. Oh my god. Yo, y'all not giving it a fair chance. I don't care. Like
I
They
still
set the
read it.
expectation.
Not dead, nah.
I still read it as soon as it drops, straight Rob.
Thank you, Lottie. Like it's still pop. They still popping it off over there in the Naruto world.
That's just
man.
out of pure
I saw a
obligation.
Boruto TikTok, and they I didn't read the recent chapter. I don't know if it's out yet. I've seen spoilers, and I saw the guy across my timeline was a Boruto content creator. He had the Boruto Avi. It was going, and he was glazing Boruto so much. He's like, bro, look at this guy. He's using the flying Raijin plus Sasuke's teleportation at the same time with the sword. I'm like,
He's
right.
OD. Boruto is OD.
Boruto is OD, but he's not
That's-
teleporting. He's just using the flying Raijin. We don't have to do extra glaze for Boruto. He doesn't have a Rinnegan. He can't teleport like that.
I'm surprised. He's very mild mannered and monotone. I thought you would like him as a character, honestly.
Nah,
wouldn't think
how
that.
he started out though. How he started out though. I was like, dude, this
Oh,
dude is a
That
brat,
was devious
bro.
work
Come
by
on,
J-Rob,
bro.
man.
that is your type.
I know what type of characters y'all like. I be observing y'all character tropes, man. I know what
If we
type of
just went
characters
straight
y'all
time
like.
skip, no beginning Boruto, I might mess with them.
But no time skip. Facts.
Bro. Now, a lot of people are saying that Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the greatest anime of all time at this point. You know, it's kind of similar to the Demon Slayer route after season 2 and everything, season 1 and season 2. Do you think these type of praise is warranted at this point?
I'm not gonna say greatest ever yet because personally, when I look, if we're talking about just animation, I think there's a lot of different aspects that go into like viewing an animation, even when we know the story, because some things have to come. You know, there's things as readers that we expect to see in the shows or in the anime to give us kind of some of the same effects that we got. And I think JJK so far has done a great job of really doing phenomenal work with the animation. But when I look at, like, for example, a Demon Slayer, I'm not gonna say Demon Slayer is about to be the greatest, but this next phase of Demon Slayer and the way they're doing with the animation, I mean, it's gonna get. I think it'll be hard to just say JJK is gonna be the best just because of the quality of some of these animations that we're gonna see coming up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
will say
it'll definitely have a case.
I will say this. I think the next two arcs of Demon Slayer and JJK, I feel like for casuals, they'll probably lean Demon Slayer because
Facts.
JJK gets a little bit more complicated. Like when we get to Hakari's domain expansion, people are gonna be rewinding. Like, wait, slow down. What did he say?
See this, bro. I cannot wait to see this, bro.
Because I know I had to read that. I had to read his domain expansion thing like 4 times, and then I had
This
to look
domain
up
is actually my favorite domain out of everybody's. Oh my god!
But also at the same time, the way that Mappa added on to the fights in Shibuya arc when they're gonna add on to those Yuta fights, the Hakari fight. Like, I can't wait to see what they add on.
You know
I
what?
just think from like a casual perspective, like this arc of JJK gets a little complicated for some people. So I feel like Demon Slayer is a little bit more. You can turn your brain off, watch the pretty colors, have a good time.
Yeah, and and the plot is very straight to the point, very straightforward, which is a good thing. It's not. That's
It's
not
also
a,
the
that's
last
not a,
anime season
Very
we're gonna
fair.
get of Demon Slayer. It's the last anime season because after that it's all the movies.
I think that JJK's the upcoming seasons, bro, especially where it might end. I feel like it might end where Sukuna take Megumi's body and then they fly away with it. You see Yuji just standing there. I feel like that's where the season will end. Like that's
that'd
just
be
Next
dope.
season,
That would
that
be
would
dope.
be dope. Actually,
I
That'd be a
think-
dope
I
finish.
think that might be it because like right after that it's it might end right there, low key.
Yeah, that's a
But
good
just
point.
as far as like JJK what it was doing, I think JJK like Shibuya, the way they elevated so many scenes, this is definitely one of my favorite arcs. Like just watching it, the weekly experience, I was like, okay, they can't outdo themselves again, and they kept doing it. I was like, okay, bro, this is crazy.
I'm telling you, Todd, at 23-1, man, at 23-1.
J Rob, do you feel like because you know how Demon Slayer season 3, people say it was a downer. It was good, but it wasn't season 2. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest though, I had no issues with this latest season of Demon Slayer. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the animation was good. I think when the part where Nezuko kicked Tanjiro after he was trying to make a decision of what to do with her being in the sun and going after the demon, I think the season still hit on some of the things that they've hit on in the seasons prior. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it held up to the standard. I just think personally, the issue is they didn't have the same level of fight that Tengen's fight was in this arc. And that was really and the thing is, that's the problem, because in the first season of Demon Slayer, we thought that moment at the end of the season where he cut bro head off, we thought that was insane because that was a very high standard to set the show off, especially with the animation, the colors. I remember when I first watched it, I think I posted on Twitter, I was like in absolute awe. Like, this might be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And then Tengen fight happens, and it's like, oh my god, they surpassed that and did it even better. And so that's why I think because of those
magnificence, man.
And that was the problem. I think the standards from those two kind of made it hard, but there was still, I think, a very highly emotional, highly impactful moments in that third season that people are looking over because they're comparing the level or the beauty of one certain fight. And I don't think that is a fair assessment because I still very much enjoyed season 3. I had no issues with it at all.
That's why I'm saying, do you think Jujutsu Kaisen can maybe learn from obviously the perception that from Demon Slayer, people saying Demon Slayer season 3, the perception of it was like it was a down season, when I'm like, legitimately, man, you were just at Mount Everest. That's where you was at. And you were gonna come down, but you're still pretty fucking high up in season 3. So that's why I'm worried. Do you think Jujutsu Kaisen can learn from that to avoid that fate, if that makes any sense?
I think JJK gonna be straight. They got good work to mess with, bro. Maki's coming home to beat ass, belt to ass. So that's coming next season, right? That should be next season.
Maki. Yeah, that will be next season. I mean, as long as they play into their strengths, that's what matters.
Come on. Maki rat-a-tat in her clan. That's might break the internet itself. That's real. What does my boy Trent say? That's belt to ass to the whole squad. That was fire. So, that in itself, I think, is gonna be crazy. So I think they'll be fine. JJK, I think, will be fine. And them Mappa workers, they know the vibes.
They just got to make sure that the important moments, because I do think Shibuya to the next arc in terms of story quality is not as good, considering everything, all the twists and turns that happen in Shibuya. But there are moments that is very, very high, and you capitalize on that. Maki is a prime example. When Maki did everything she did to the Zanin clan, I mean, she put in work on the Zanin clan. And I remember when I was reading in the manga, there were some issues, I feel like, in one of those chapters where it's like drawn a little bit weird. So if they just animate that like cleanly, then that'll you elevate that chapter even more so. And then obviously you got stuff with that guy, that boy Yuta coming back doing his thing, you already know. him. Megumi is going to use his domain expansion for real in one of the fights too, coming up as well. So, and then obviously Hikari. J-Ro mentioned Hikari getting introduced.
If it ends where Tai said it would end with Sukuna leaving with Megumi's body, that is a fantastic way to end the season, because then people for months will be like, "What the hell? What is this?" And then we all gonna be like, "You should."
And they better drop the theme. They better drop the theme song at the end.
That's crazy.
we did music, bro.
Yeah, Radel, when me and you were in the Discord the other day, you was rereading kind of parts of JJK, and you asked that question.
Yeah,
remember the binding vow? Yeah, the binding vow between Sukuna and Yuji, and then you asked, why did Sukuna run away? Like, remember, he gets Megumi's body. Maki and Yuji are on him damn near like it's time already. And then Sukuna runs away instead of fighting. And Rodell asked that question, so I wanted to see what you guys thought.
No, I didn't ask that question.
I think Sukuna like
that was probably someone else.
Like Sukuna, like
the only question I asked regarding Sukuna
that was somebody else.
I asked a completely different question. So
yes, that was somebody, because we were there with Santo and somebody else, so and watching the game, and somebody asked that, like, why didn't he just fight back right when he got Megumi's body? And I was like, I just thought I was still under the binding vow to not hurt anyone, but he straight puts the angel in the dirt. So I'm like, he hurt somebody.
They did say, but Yuji didn't care about him. Sukuna did say in that fight that like his curse energy, anytime like he would be in contact with Maki or Yuji, would get like suppressed. So like Yuji just met the angel, so he don't care about her like he does about Maki and Yuji.
That makes sense.
So it's like, but anytime he would fight them, he's like, oh, like, and you saw like when he used like slash on Yuji, like it wasn't cutting as deep. So like his curse energy was getting like suppressed when he was fighting them. So he was like, I need
that panel when you have all three of them and Maki and Yuji are on demon time trying to get to Sukuna. Oh my god.
The last thing I'll ask regarding Jujutsu Kaisen before we move on is on one thing. It could be seen as a meme or it can be seen as a criticism. One thing that I've been seeing throughout social media is the overcomplicated nature of the power system for Jujutsu Kaisen, where it's like, bro, I don't know what's going on. And I'm looking at this, I seen it, and I'm like, bro, I gotta rewatch. Do you think that is a warranted criticism for Jujutsu Kaisen for the power system? Because we know when it comes to JJK, at the very least, I believe the thing that is the biggest selling point, other than maybe Gojo or Sukuna, is the fight and the power system. But if it's overly complicated, does that push people away? What do y'all think?
I don't know about overly complicated, but it does have a lot of layers. Like when you really think of, because it's like curse technique, curse energy, reverse curse technique, domain expansion, domain amplification, like, and then like the nature of people's curse techniques and the nature of their domain expansion. So it's like it's a lot of layers that go into it. So besides Akari's complicated domain when it comes to like the gambling and all that stuff, I don't really think anyone else has a really complicated thing. I feel like it just has a lot of layers, so people have to pay attention to like a lot of different aspects of a fight.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't really think it's complicated. I feel like the only
sounds like privilege. I don't know why.
What? Well, I feel like it's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you, but
privilege is crazy. Privilege is crazy.
I feel like there's long explanations, but it's not really like hard to really understand. But unless you want to say a lot of information, but also I feel like some things we should just take it as like as simple as possible if it is complicated. For example, right? There's a long explanation to infinity, but all you need to know is you can't touch them. Like let's just, you can't touch them, right? For Hikari's domain expansion, well, if he gets a jackpot, you can't die. Like I feel like if you break it down like that, that can give you a general understand what's going on. Now, if you want to go deeper into like the ins and outs of it, but just in general, that's just how it works. If I have a domain expansion, all my attacks automatically land unless you have zero curse energy like Maki and Toji. Or if you have domain amplification, like a shield around you, like stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like a lot of powers, when they get complicated, just simplify it.
Or also simple domain. Like I just feel like it has a lot of layers. I don't think it's complicated. It's just like a lot of different aspects to the fights.
Yeah. So if the explanation is long, just simplify it. Like, I mean, people say, "How does Infinity really work?" They're breaking it down. Like, you're like, bro, you can't tell Gojo, bro. Like,
No, I'll say that Jujutsu
That's a
Kaisen,
great, I
like,
like that question. That's a great question.
I think for Jujutsu Kaisen, I think it's fair to say it's complicated. Now, like, obviously, if you intend to read it, and you know you're pretty good at comprehending certain things, then you would understand it better than others. But for the casual audience, I'm not surprised they'll get confused. I mean, same thing with Hunter x Hunter, because someone brought that up. If you understand, then you can understand this. I mean, if you see Hunter x Hunter for the first time and you're a casual audience that never really pays attention to this complicated stuff, and you see it, more than likely you're not going to understand what you're saying in the first time, depending on how smart you are. So I think it's very fair to say it's complicated, but that doesn't mean that it will take away the enjoyment, which is a fair thing to be said. And like Ty said, simplifying it is also a very easy way to do things, because you can simplify a lot of these things.
Can we answer this question real quick? Does obviously you guys have watched the really long series weekly, so maybe you guys are more apt to answer that question about if they were weekly anime. How would you guys feel about those two shows if they were weekly anime?
The answer, honestly, it doesn't work in this market anymore because the Japan realized that, hey, like, we're low key hurting our product by by forcing these guys to come out with chapters every week and then not giving them breaks. And then we see what happened to the creator of Hunter x Hunter. Like, when we see what the author Gege, like, he had some health issues because he was pushing himself weekly, and so he eventually had to get
Horikoshi as well. Horikoshi,
yeah, so it's like
repeated breaks because of his health. He's really pushing himself to finish the.
But we also seen the other side of negatives with it is where the episodes catch up to the manga, and the next thing you know, we get a bunch of filler. Or they start saying, hey, this guy's not working enough. And so the studio decides to make up their own stories, like a Soul Eater. So
I was going to ask you guys why. I asked this in My Hero Academia video. I did it a while back. Because I feel that especially the final arc of My Hero is not that good to me. But I'm like, would it just be too hard for them to, like, look, man, let's just take a break. We got other anime we can animate. Let's take a break. Let Horikoshi get healthy, because My Hero Academia is always going to sell, right? It's always going to sell. So let the anime studio take its time and animate something else, and then we can just come back. It's not like people are going to be like, "Yo, Horikoshi's finally healthy. Bet we're going to finally watch more of My Hero." We're still going to be that way, right? Is that too hard of a thing to do, you think?
Depends on how much money needs to come in. I don't know. Ideally, I hear what you're saying, but you know how greedy these studios are, so they're not gonna really care. As for like the question, I mean, this is Demon Slayer, this is JJK. If they're a weekly anime, Demon Slayer is this one down here, right? That animation quality is not going to be nearly good enough to propel Demon Slayer like it did. JJK, I don't go like here. I think JJK still would be popular, but I do think it'll go down in terms of quality for the anime. And the big thing for JJK is also its fights. So these two series, I think, will take a dip. Demon Slayer more so. I think JJK was pretty popular before the anime, so I think it'll be fine. But Demon Slayer doesn't become the juggernaut it does without the amazing animation that happened in the Ryu fight. So yeah,
is One
it
Piece
takes a huge deep dive.
The last weekly anime then? Is One Piece going to be that?
Yeah, but also the animation for that, and not that it hasn't improved, but it was not like it low key, like the last few years started like really like catching up to like a lot of the bigger animations. But also like, you saw that like when it came to like some very big episodes, what would happen? They would take an extra week off, or they would take a few weeks off, or stuff like that. Like we saw with Gear 5, like, oh, they took like some time off before Gear 5 came out. Or they
see My Hero Academia, they take a huge nosedive in terms of recent quality. So yeah, it just wouldn't be great for these series.
Yeah, so it's just not that time anymore.
Yeah, but with that said, let's move on to the Gauntlet. Now, we had a kind of a hot take reaction last time in terms of what it means to be a swordsman. So the Gauntlet Better Swordsman Edition. We talk about sword technique, sword ability. let's not worry about how powerful the guy is, but how good they are with the sword. And the person we're going to be using for this one is Tanjiro. Better Swordsman Edition, Tanjiro Edition. First person up is Guts.
Guts, bro.
This is what set it off, because I remember this is what set it off in the Discord, Ty. So somebody was like, Tanjiro is a better swordsman than Guts.
Easily Guts.
And I was like, it's
So, like,
Guts.
Who is better at sword?
Better swordsman.
No, Guts is a better swordsman.
I still think Guts is a better swordsman.
Million freaking. He's been training as a swordsman since he was like what, 5?
He was on the battlefield when he was 6.
Yeah, and then
That's cool.
And then also people, I don't know if people are going off how flashy he is, even though Guts can be very flashy. We see Guts when he has one arm and bad vision, cutting leaves and shit perfectly as a farm. Like, bro, he's a master swordsman. He's been training in the sword for over almost 2 decades. What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want people confused at the fact that like Tanjiro has a bunch of moves, but he also has like a blade that's like maybe like a 10th of the size and weight of the sword that Guts uses. So yeah, the katana is going to look more flashy because it's lighter.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Give me Tanjiro.
Give me
Tanjiro. Stop it.
Guts blocks one attack from Tanjiro. His sword's broken.
That's not what we're talking about, Random.
No.
Talking about swordsmanship. We talking about swordsmanship.
I got you, Random. I got him. See, this is
It's not a battle of who will win a fight.
They think that because Guts is like stronger than Tanjiro, that they diminish his sword skill. He fights freaking monsters like Zod. Zod is also a skilled swordsman who is way more powerful, and he was able to parry and deflect Zod's attacks. Bro, are y'all
okay? But I could also say kind of the same thing. Tanjiro's out here fighting demons he's mortal, fighting legitimate demons. He's fighting the same.
Guts is also mortal.
What?
He's fighting.
All I'm saying is the same way you're saying that Guts has feats for what he does in Berserk, and obviously I haven't read Berserk, so I'm not trying to dispel nothing you're saying, but I'm just, in terms of what I know about Tanjiro, these demons he's been fighting in his whole career in Demon Slayer as a demon slayer, whatever. All them shits have been way stronger than him.
They're not stronger than apostles. They're not.
I'm not comparing it to that, bro.
That's the point.
There is still a massive scale between what Tanjiro's fighting and the demons he's fighting against. It's still a massive scale, bro.
I get what J-Rob's saying.
It's taking a massive amount of skill and concentration, his breathing, all of these things that he has to do to fight these superhuman demons.
Great point.
That's the only thing I'm saying, bro.
Give Guts an inhaler, he can breathe the same way.
What?
That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to discredit Guts for nothing. I don't want to even sound like I'm trying to discredit Guts. But the conversation is purely about swordsmanship, not really feats. And so all I'm saying is Tanjiro versus the demons he's had to face, he's truly been outmatched. And he's had to hone in, same way Guts has, I'm assuming, time. But Tanjiro's had to survive solely on what he's learned through his training and finding ways to make it work against these monsters. And also, Tanjiro fights a lot on his natural God-given just battle instincts. I'll give him that too. He has like natural, great God-given instincts.
I think a lot of still, Guts' way of fighting with the sword, it's dirty. It's not. It looks dirty. It is dirty because that's what Tanjiro's swordsmanship is cleaner. It looks better, but Guts is just as good. If not, in my opinion, he's better. He's also been doing this obviously way longer. He's been fighting his threats just like Tanjiro's threats. His threats are crazy, and I just think because it just looks ugly. It's not the way we would like it to be, and also the fact that he's carrying something that is just it's not even practical. I get
chill. I'm a great sword user in Monster Hunter, so I get the big sword trope. I'm a great sword user. There's a great sword in Monster Hunter, so I get the big sword trope.
You dropped that hammer. You dropped the hammer.
Yeah, that hammer's dead.
I have a question for Random. Does it look ugly?
I think to the casuals it does. To the casuals it does.
Hey, hold on a second. I think that it only would look quote unquote ugly if you're saying that Miura just draws more vulgar art, so you cut people's heads off. That's what you mean.
It's the casual. I think if you ask a casual person, they'd rather fight like Tanjiro than Guts.
Man, Ty, stop hating on Tanjiro, man. You're a real one, bro.
You're retired.
Hey, I'm gonna
You're not gonna catch me,
co-sign.
J-Rob. It's over with, bro. You're not gonna catch me.
I'm
Nah,
gonna
but I will say, Tom, my opinion could change once I read this story.
it definitely could if you read Berserk.
Right?
I'm not going to say that's my
when
opinion
he
set in
was
stone.
dueling Griffith, another master swordsman, Griffith felt like I have to kill Guts to stop him, right? And Guts beat him, broke his sword, and only gave him a slight bruise on his shoulder to be able to defeat him. Like Griffith had to go all out, and he said, "You know what? I might kill Guts." Guts had the precision and the accuracy and the control to be able just to break his sword and not give Griffith any damage. Wait.
And we've seen how nasty Griffith is with the story.
So I mean, Griffith is cool. My biggest thing is, and I co-sign a lot of things that J-Rob is saying, but also Tanjiro learned sun breathing, which is a technique from the greatest swordsman in Demon Slayer history. So I mean, Tanjiro, I think the biggest thing that I value in this conversation is the technique is such an unnatural technique. There's nothing that exists in the real world when it comes to breathing sword skills and abilities. And they created this whole unique technique to defeat demons. Now, from my understanding from Guts and Griffith, yeah, their swordsmanship is great from what we understand of swordsmanship in like the natural world. I think I value the fact that there's this unique technique that makes you go beyond what you are because of this unique breathing style that enhances your movement and your skills.
With
and
major repercussions, by the way. Make sure you say that major repercussions as well to their bodies.
Exactly. So I value that, and that's why I'm picking Tanjiro.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. They say in a BPM, bro, he's fighting apostles. There's
Oh yeah, we ain't going.
This is very unserious. I'm sorry, Jess. I love you. That's very unserious. But
yeah, no. That doesn't help the point.
That's unserious. But I will say this. Here's my thing, Radell. You're saying that he has a thing to fight demons, but Guts uses his skills to fight off worse demons in the demons and Demon Slayer. So that's where I'm a little confused here. Like
it's also like since he's marked, he's always being attacked.
Ty, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question about just some Berserk lore, just so I have some better understanding before I give you a rebuttal? In Berserk, like what is Guts is like? Is he just a man who's just really strong?
No, he's not.
No,
like I'm talking about like his power. Like what is his ability?
Oh yeah, he has no powers. Like he's
a really strong human being. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's it. Yes,
very tenacious. He does use other weapons. To be fair,
that's what I'm asking. So he's an abnormally.
He also has
strong,
a cannon for an arm.
He's an abnormally strong human being.
Yeah, but when he fights stronger opponents, like stronger demons, he had they point out when for example this big, I keep bringing this guy Zod. Zod is a freak, this insanely powerful monster,
human hybrid monster thing.
Has a sword, and when Gus was pairing, he was like, "Damn, you skilled as shit! Like what the fuck? Like that's so it's like." Nah.
the only reason I want to ask, because I'm with Riddell. Like I just think because of the breathing techniques, because it's like Guts being strong, and obviously this also to me goes in with the swordsmanship. Like obviously he has skills. He has skills going in order to beat Zod, and he has to know how to be an elite fighter. But he's not fighting to me using his swordsmanship, knowing that the techniques that he's using have a major drawback throughout his fights. Like every fight that Tanjiro has, ultimately he's fighting on a timer, just due to the fact that some of his breathing techniques he can never do. And this is obviously in order to match the strength of his opponent. That's why he's doing these breathing techniques. But to me, those techniques have such drawbacks that after he's done, that's why Tanjiro literally always is the only MC I know who always having a recovery arc, a mini recovery arc, because of how Thrax he gets after the end of every arc, because of he's fighting things that are way beyond any mortal's capabilities. That's why he's doing the techniques that he does. So that's why I will honestly give the nod to Tanjiro in that regard, because I just think the high level of difficulty that he has to deal with from a drawback sense while still being able to fight these beings that are way beyond him. But at the end of the day, I will also say, this is not to say Guts is not an elite fighter. I'm just giving my case for Tanjiro.
I think Ty, I want to ask you this real quick before you go. I think it's also the fact, obviously there's no ability that Guts uses, but it's also the fact, how do you feel, because it's really relying on medieval warfare?
Mhm.
How do you feel that affects how people view his swordsmanship?
I think that people tend to undervalue when people are just powerful. For example, Ichigo is a master swordsman because because he has superpowers. People think, oh, he's not a master. Like, bro, the fact that Ichigo can go against characters like a Grimjow who are way faster, but he can parry his attack with a sword shows his skill. Like,
Hi.
people, like,
No, go. No, finish.
like people in the chat are saying, you're talking about his feats, but not his sword skills. I'm like, bro, if he's going against powerful opponents and using his sword, that is his feats, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like for example, if I pick up a sword and I can clash and counter people's attacks with my sword, that's my sword skill. Like, that's why I'm a little confused. Like,
No.
not
I definitely think the monster, these abnormally strong opponents, definitely the fact that they're able to parry and dodge the abilities from these.
yeah. I'm like,
That's skill. I agree with that.
Ty,
100%.
No, I
let's give
definitely
him.
think it's
Yeah, that
skill
makes
as
sense.
well.
Ty, that makes sense to me all the way. I want you to
Also,
know.
chat,
J-Rob, I could-
make sure you guys are dropping your vote. Guts or Tandro, let us know. I know
real
some of
quick, I
y'all
guess
dropped
to
it, but
last
yeah,
thing,
go ahead.
the best example of maybe Guts' swordsmanship in a more traditional sense is when he fights the commander at the Battle of Daldry. And the commander's literally on a horse, mounted, armored, and he has like some kind of halberd thing that looked crazy. And Guts is fighting him on the ground, like on the ground. So he's already Guts is at a clear disadvantage, and he's still going shot for shot with him. I think that's maybe a better, more traditional example for people to watch.
Not only that, I feel like people, because one of my mutuals on Twitter, I made a video about this. I think people value like traditional like Eastern swordsmanship opposed to like all different styles of swordsmanship. For example, like you talk about like medieval stuff, you can argue like some of the medieval swordsmanship is like more like Western, and people typically, like, for example, if you don't like Musashi when you're fighting, people don't value your swordsmanship skill for some weird reason. You feel me?
No, there's actually a name.
That to me is where the, like, unless you look like a actual samurai, people think you're not a skilled swordsman. That to me is strange.
Which is a fair case. I actually have a name that kind of basically. I'm gonna leave that name. We'll go to the next name. You named one of the persons already. Tanjiro or Ichigo?
So and here's the thing, bro. When people are going to discount Ichigo's swordsmanship skills, but he is literally going against master swordsmen and being able to keep up with them. How is he not? How is he not?
Yeah, I might go Ichigo.
How is he not?
Yeah.
How is he not better than Tanjiro? It's because Tanjiro looks cuter when he's doing it. Like, what?
Ichigo
With his
fought
sword
Kenpachi,
Right,
he
like,
fought
is he
Byakuya.
Is he not as flashy? Like,
He's not dancing while he's fighting, Ty.
that's to me, that is very. I think that's a one-dimensional way of looking at it. The fact that, again, he's going against characters like Grimjow, who are much faster than him, but he can parry their attacks, counter like on the spot. That's hella skill, bro.
Well, in this situation, I'm more so focusing on the swordsman that he fought.
Exactly.
The fact that he fought
That's
Kenpachi
So-
and
so-
Byakuya is like, and he was like blow for blow for these. Like, these are even older than anybody we can think of in Berserk, and especially a natural talent like Kenpachi, who's the greatest, the strongest Soul Reaper in the Soul Society, and he was go up against these characters, these swordsmen. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Ichigo.
It's
I'll be honest.
Wait, is it between Ichigo and who? I didn't even.
Tanjiro's the main guy going up against everybody.
I ain't gonna lie. I think
I'm still going Tanjiro, bro. For me, I just feel like Tanjiro is always fighting at a disadvantage. And so I think the level of precision that he has to have at all times, I just give him a lot of credit for it, because I just think, all these other swordsmen are able to, they're all, super, damn near superhuman. And I'm not trying to use that as like something against them, but I just feel like because of what Tanjiro is as a mortal in his universe, his technique as a swordsman and his breathing technique alone, I just think that takes so much level of skill, concentration, just being able to stay alive in those moments. For me, I'm gonna go Tanjiro again.
Okay, quick ask you a question, Shiro. What if, for example, before Ichigo, got right with Zangetsu during his first part, with his fighting Kenpachi, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the superhuman is going to get somebody that's more super than them? Like, you can't balance that out.
Well, the thing is, though, let's be honest, Ty. I would almost agree with that, but Kenpachi, as we know, and this is just because of the new information, like Kenpachi at that point is, I mean, if we be honest, he always limited himself as well. So he wasn't really more of a superpower than Ichigo, you could argue. Well, I mean, it kind of cleared that up. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the reasons why Ichigo was able to defeat him is because he damn near limits himself. So, you know, I wouldn't use Kenpachi as an example.
Well, what about like Byakuya, for example? Because he I know he popped out Bankai, but like before,
Byakuya was more skilled than him for sure, 100%. But Ichigo probably was still physically stronger than him. Ichigo in a lot of ways was kind of like Itadori, like abnormally strong. Don't really know why or what this kid is, but then you learn at the end of the show is because, I mean, this kid was born to be the strongest in the universe. This kid's genetics were insane, and it explains why he was able to fight in the Soul Society the way he was. And again, I'm not, and I know these are powers, and I'm not, and this is why I don't want to get too lost in that. But the only reason I was bringing that up is just to say he was always a fair match for his universe, always, whether he knew it or not.
Well, I get what he's saying. It's like the degree of difficulty for Tanjiro. I think that's the biggest thing. The degree of difficulty for Tanjiro is where I see where it's coming from.
I'm thinking about from a standpoint of like, because we know that like White stepped into that fight with Byakuya. So I'm thinking about before White steps in and he's just fighting with his Bankai. He's at a disadvantage and he's keeping up. That to me is.
But he's at a disadvantage due to what though, Ty? Inexperience, not because of lack of the ability to be able to. Because let's be honest, what if Ichigo knew what he was at 5 years old?
Sure, but to me,
and I'm not trying to take that away. I'm just saying, like, I think the disadvantage versus inexperience for me when it comes to just the swordsmanship, like, bro, that's my whole thing about it, bro. Like, I just think Tanjiro is always at a disadvantage. Like, if he is not skillful, at every moment, every second, he is dead, bro. Everything has to be damn near perfect. And when he has to be perfect, it's even perfect enough knowing he's about to get slashed himself. He's just doing enough where the hit he's about to take doesn't kill him. You know, so that's why I look at Tanjiro right now, bro. I just give him a lot of credit, bro. Like we're talking about because of the specifics in which we're talking about.
That's fair. That's fair. And let's move on to the next name. Tanjiro or Sasuke?
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro.
I say Tanjiro.
Tanjiro.
Really?
Easy.
And I respect the hell out of Sasuke as a swordsman too. He got some fire clips, good clips. I'm rocking
100%.
Is it because of jutsu or whatever? Is that why you don't think he's? I'm just asking because I've obviously never seen Sasuke.
Listen, y'all know my argument with Tanjiro.
I think Tanjiro is just more skilled. And I do think a lot of it is Sasuke is already just a natural. Like, at that point, when he starts using a sword, he's already extremely talented, extremely skilled, has so many jutsu. I think the sword was more of an add-on than anything else, to be honest.
Okay.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. Tanjiro or Zoro?
I'm going Zoro.
I'm going Zoro too.
I'm still gonna go Tanjiro.
This is crazy, really. I'm shocked that it's even this much of a competition.
This is you spam experience. You spam disadvantage.
Yo, I'm not spamming, but that's a good spam. That's a good spam, bro. I'm sorry, like, bro, Tanjiro, Zoro is probably cooler. Bro, what
are we doing?
He's tied. There's a reason Goku kept using the Kamehameha, man. It kept working. That's why he kept using it.
Cooler. I love Zoro. Give Zoro big shout out. Shout out to Zoro. Tanjiro is fighting MJ at disadvantage, bro. Like, I can't.
Pre-time skip Zoro, you wouldn't say he had a lot of disadvantages? Like, post-time skip, he's, like, extremely strong. But pre-time skip, like, Mihawk, he did fight Mihawk.
I mean, but Mihawk
is washed.
Mihawk was the. Hold on. Time out. Yeah, he got washed by Mihawk. due to inexperience. Let's talk about it. Due to inexperience, first of all.
And wasn't that like mad early in the show?
And let's
Yeah.
be honest. Let's be honest. Zoro was what, 19 when it happened? 19, 'cause I think he was older. He's older than Luffy, younger than Sanji. So he's 19. 2 years, he's about 22. I mean, listen, bro. So he's a good swordsman, bro. He's going to be the best swordsman in his universe. But listen, none of them gotta go and fight, bro. They don't gotta do that, bro. They not holding in the blunt while trying to fight the whole time, bro. They not doing that, bro. They not doing that, bro. If they was doing that,
somebody quit this immediately.
Hold on, say it.
Different, bro. It's different over there in the Demon Slayer slot. The reason why I rock with Demon Slayer is so heavy because even though the storyline is very straightforward, it's life or death every time you step your foot on the battlefield. It could all end today. I like that, bro. It's fire.
Bro, I just never seen someone use a sword with their mouth, bro. It's like this man uses swords with his mouth. I'm like, bro, this dude's different.
Bro, this man got trained. We forgetting he trained with Mihawk for 2 years, bro. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like,
he's nice. I give Zoro. I mean, I pick Zoro. I won't be mad because I don't think I'll pick up anybody over him at that point. But I'm gonna fight for Tanjiro, bro. Y'all not in the trenches like he is, bro. He didn't ask for this shit, bro. Like the thing is about Tanjiro that I gotta respect too is he didn't ask for this shit. Zoro wanted this shit. Like this is his goal to be the greatest. Tanjiro out here having to whoop ass out of just kindness, bro. Kind ass whoopings, bro. Belt to ass, kindness ass whoopings, bro. He wants to chill. Like it's different for him, bro. And he gotta go through this bullshit every week. Every week he got to go through this nonsense, bro.
Oh, don't forget he got Zenitsu trying to get with his sister.
That's not a bad thing, is it?
That's not a bad thing. Zenitsu ain't no trouble. You know, if there's somebody I want to want,
you gotta just deal with that because Jesus
J-Rob,
Christ,
I hope
the wind blows and he starts freaking out. I'm like, all right, come on,
made
bro.
her a mother, bro. We good.
No, J-Rob, I hope you know when like my kids are like old and shit like that and like they're reflecting on their childhood, I'm gonna use that quote like, hey, I gave y'all kind ass whoopings, okay? I didn't like beat y'all. I didn't give y'all kind ass whoopings.
I ain't lie.
Now look where you are. Now look where you are.
You still scare me, Lonnie.
What did I do? I didn't even do nothing this week.
I mean, this week is crazy.
He did say this week. All right, let's go. Next one is Tanjiro or King Bradley.
I'm going Bradley, bro.
I really like Bradley's sword skills, bro. With that said,
I can't with y'all, bro. I can't.
I gotta go Tanjiro, and the only reason why I'm going Tanjiro is Bradley has a very apparent cheat code. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he can use that to enhance his abilities, I got
enhance abilities. Tanjiro got super breath. What do we talk about? Enhance abilities,
super breath.
The breath. No, the thing for me is like
they got two of them. What are we doing?
It allows you to use certain abilities and certain skills. Like breathing also coincides with the technique. Whereas the eye, you can read people's movement. It's like a Byakugan, bro. It's I don't consider it the same function.
I don't get the idea of like he has a superpower, so that makes him less skilled. I think he can have the superpower and advantage and also be more skilled. I think those two things can exist.
No, the thing is, it's hard for me to diagnose like, oh, wait, is your skill doing this, or are you just able to read everybody in the situation?
Well, it's like, think of like the Sharingan or Byaku, like the Sharingan in Naruto. Like, yeah, you can know what's coming, but you still have to have the skill to react to it.
Yeah, you do. Like this dude.
That's why he's still skilled, but that's why I'm saying like Tanjiro, I got a little bit ahead. I don't lie. The ability to read movements is huge in any fight. Like it's huge in any fight.
That's fine, but his skill is bro. This dude can fight with 4 fucking swords, bro. Cut a cannonball. Like imagine the precision you would need to be able to find a soft spot in a cannonball being shot at you and cut it in half.
I'm with you,
bro. What?
I love, bro. I want to fight. I want to vote for Bradley, but
Vote for him.
I can't, bro. I
Alright.
can't.
Voting for right
I
now.
love Bradley, but I can't, bro.
What's this?
King
What's
Brad,
this next
King
one?
Bradley or
King
Tanjiro?
Bradley or Tanjiro?
I'm going Bradley.
See, you want? I think I'm there. I want to vote for Bradley. I
I'm
do.
going
I
King.
want to vote for Bradley.
Yo, J-Rod, this man's cutting cannonballs and missiles in half. He's fighting with four. He has four. He's fighting with 4 swords. He's been a master.
About Zoro with 3. This man got 4.
Nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't ready for King Bradley.
No, Bradley is-
That's when Ty was talking about that Western style. I was like, I have a name, and that was the name, King
Yo,
Bradley.
King Bradley was
Think about it for a second, y'all. He's been
Steve.
he was an industry plant, right? He's 60. He's been trained to be a swordsman for over almost 50 years.
And he did survive the homunculus transplant.
Whoa, like,
That means he got a strong body.
this man got this man has at least 50 years. He has, hold on a second. I'll say, first of all, Rondell, first of all, before he got the homunculus, he had to be the master swordsman first. Because they pick you based off who wins the all the experience.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
He had to be a master swordsman first and then got it. So
Damn.
yes. So before he became he was already a master swordsman for at least like what 20 years. He has been a master swordsman for over 50 years.
As much as I want to say King Bradley,
What are we talking about?
He's still boosted. Give me Tanjiro.
This is crazy.
I feel exactly
Tanjiro.
the way as
Bro.
Give me Tanjiro. He's still boosted. Give me Tanjiro. I love King Bradley, and I don't even want to do this to my dog because I really like King
we got
Bradley.
50 years of experience.
Give me Tanjiro.
We have 4 swords, and it's like, nah, Tanjiro. this is crazy. This is actually insane.
Give me Tanjiro. Even though my dog is.
Shout out
boosted.
Tanjiro, bro.
Shout out Tanjiro.
But can't 2 things be true? Can I have a boost and be more skilled? Can't that exist?
Yeah,
why?
honestly, I would say that if it wasn't for what Tanjiro's skills is.
Super breath.
Exactly, bro. He's using his breathing to amplify his swordsmanship. It's insane stuff, bro. It's insane stuff. You got to really think about it. He's a mere mortal. He has no superpowers. Remember, all them flame animations and stuff, they say those don't really exist. That is for the fans.
He's just
bro.
Just come on, Riddell. Come on, bro.
It's a fact, bro. Everything he's doing,
Give me King Brad.
he's doing it for himself, bro.
Someone has superpowers.
Yo, random. Come on. You gotta tie break this. Come on, random. You know what this is, bro. You're a man of reason.
Damn, man, the reason is
We,
that sounds quite
come
nice.
on, we know the reason why it's not King Bradley. Come on, bro.
Come
Look,
on, dog. He's
look,
boosted.
Tanjiro
OD.
fight for his life, man. Ty, he fight for his life.
My God. So did bro. I hate you.
He fight for his life.
This is crazy. This is
Tanjiro,
and
bro.
insane.
Now, hey, you want to know
See
why?
what's
You wanna know
happening,
why
Ty?
it's
See
different?
what's happening.
Ty. Even that little thing. Was it after season 2? After all the remember that one episode where he went to that freaking family to go fight that one demon in the barn? Tanjiro did. He's fighting for his life right there, and that was one of the easy ones.
Come on, bro.
Mm.
He's different. He's fighting.
I'm
for his
sorry.
life.
Can we move on? Let's move to the next one.
Yeah, last
Yo,
one.
he's literally literally has all his chips on the table every time he steps out on the floor.
He's like all in.
All in, bro. He's all
All
in
in.
every time, bro.
Is Tanjiro the greatest swordsman of all time? In manga?
Oh, wait,
I
wait,
said
wait.
Ichigo. I put him above him. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest, Ty.
Random. What y'all think? But what is
I'm gonna be honest. We'll see.
I said Guts was better.
I'm
Riddell, after
We
that,
might need to do a swordsman tier maker. Not gonna lie, we might need to do.
I'm giving Tanjiro hella credit, bro. I gotta give Tanjiro hella credit, bro.
Riddell, after this, can we do the reaction videos? Because I think there was one I posted specifically for just to piss Ty off. I forget which one it is, but
Oh, okay. We'll do the reactions right after. Last name, Tanjiro or Kenshin? From
Kenshin.
Rurouni.
Kenshin, and it's not
Kenshin.
close. Kenshin, and it's not close.
J-Rob.
Kenshin, and it's not close. Roroni
Stop,
Kenshin is a
J-Rob.
great
This is
samurai.
J-Rob. This is where I draw the.
I love Kenshin. Love Kenshin.
Do you?
He will piece
Love
him up,
Kenshin.
J-Rob. It's not
Are you
close.
telling me Kenshin could deal with the things that Tanjiro
Yes.
is dealing with?
Give Kenshin a Nichiren blade. Watch.
Nah, bro. Listen. I love Kenshin.
Over. It's not close.
But Kenshin does not have to deal with what Tanjiro has had to deal with, bro.
Kenshin's
He's
so
not in
strong.
a
He's
He's not
nerfing himself.
Now listen,
He
he's
nerfed
not
himself.
boosted. Listen, I'm giving Kenshin hella love. That was a great pick. because Kenshin is not boosted. He's not boosted.
Oh my gosh.
He nerfs himself.
But hold on. But hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. If we go head to head, Tanjiro versus Kenshin,
He's
breath
piecing them up.
techniques are better than anything Kenshin got. Stop it.
No, it's not.
Let's be honest. Yes,
No,
I'm gonna
get him that gravity.
Hold on. Come on.
Lonnie
The breathing techniques make him stronger than a mere mortal, even though he's a mere mortal. Kenshin does not have anything that gives him enough strength to handle Tanjiro in swordsmanship, bro.
True.
That is
So
true.
The ultimate technique to his sword style.
That's true, bro. That's not fake. That's not true.
The
He has
gravity pull would
nothing.
clear
He has
Tanjiro. It would.
Tell me what Kenshin has that is remotely the equivalent to what breathing style does for Tanjiro.
Like I said, the final technique that he had to learn, that he had to
Answer what in Kenshin's arsenal is remotely close to any
telling
breathing
you,
technique.
I'm telling you, the last technique that he had to learn, that like what was it, the second big arc where he had to go back to his master because he refused to learn that last technique, where he's on the verge of life and death every time, and like it's the gravitational pull. That technique, I'm sorry, that would clear.
I want to tell y'all something that is gonna piss y'all off. Y'all don't want to hear this, and I don't care. Kenshin gets clapped by Zenitsu. 110-fold clap and slash is popping him to the moon, bro. You have to understand how the things they have to do with these breathing techniques. Riddell, the boy went so fast, he can only do it twice because his legs are damn near shattered afterwards because of how fast he's going. It is a thunderclap and slash. What is it? The 10-fold, 100-fold that he did on his homie. He's beating him, bro. Like, y'all gotta be honest. Y'all gotta be honest about breathing technique, bro. That shit is better than what Kenshin has. It is.
I don't know what you're talking about. How Kenshin doesn't have a bag as like Tanjiro does, because literally every technique.
I didn't say he didn't have a bag, bro.
Someone in the chat said that.
I want to say I'm not. Kenshin has a bag. It's not about the
50
bag.
moves.
But if they were to fight head to head, Tanjiro is winning.
Yeah,
and Zenitsu is clapping him. Clap and flash, bro. It's a fact, bro. Y'all can't argue that because of the breathing
Lonnie,
technique.
random, maybe ties on your train too. We just it hurts because Kenshin is the model swordsman.
Facts.
He's
Facts.
the model swordsman.
Facts.
I don't understand.
But let's be real about it.
Same logic I use with Guts. That style is just not good enough, bro.
So we using boots. That means Ichigo gets good Destro.
We got to look at.
That means King Gravity gets a good eye.
But breathing technique is not a boost.
Techniques, bro. Those are normal human techniques.
It literally boosts your body.
Lonnie, stop. Because they respectfully, you cannot say that in a human reality that breathing techniques does not give human beings super like abilities. For example, do you know what free diving is?
Yes, so I'm saying there's no like
you and I can learn with the training how to free dive. We can boost our lung capacity and pull feats off that with modern training. That is something that is real. Now, maybe it's a little exaggerated in Demon Slayer, but this is something that is real. If you and me were free divers and we were throwing 200 plus feet down the air, the pressure from all of that will make us panic immensely, and we would have to train through that feeling, make our lungs stronger, make our capacity stronger in those areas. But that is something that is happening. That's not a boost. That is something that is human.
Who is a better swordsman?
Tanjiro,
Tanjiro is to incorporate that into the swordsmanship. That's just a part of the technique.
Because
The
Tanjiro has
is
to
the swordsmanship.
learn skills. Tanjiro has to learn skills that are beyond human capability. Like it's not just a technique. Okay, I learned this technique, I master and hone this technique like a normal human. No, the skills that I have to learn, I only can learn after I go beyond what is human. Like
Right.
it is a ridiculous level of ability that you have to obtain to use breathing techniques, especially to Tanjiro's level, because he learned sun breathing, like the hardest of hard. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Tank Jones, the technique is his swordsmanship. That is literally the swordsmanship. If he's not breathing the way he's breathing, he cannot use his sword to a high level. That is not a technique thing. That is literally how he uses his sword. if he was to fight, let's be real, Ty, the way you talk about Guts, and how strong he is as a warrior, and you're saying he's fighting monsters. So that means in comparison of strength between him and Tanjiro, he is probably raw strength, probably a few times stronger than Tanjiro. In order for Tanjiro to even probably stand a chance against Guts in a war of physical power, strength, he will have to use breathing techniques in his swordsmanship to even be able to, on the same playing field, fight a Guts. So I just feel like that's just a part of the swordsmanship. You can't tax Tanjiro for that.
Sure, but what I'm saying is the gap between Guts and his monsters are I think it's a bigger gap. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that Tanjiro versus demons he faced is comparable to Guts, and that's why I pick Guts. But
hey man, that was a good one. Hey, we got to do a tier maker later on, but Lonnie said we got to do reactions right at this very minute. So BSS hot reactions, hot take reactions.
Shout out to the Discord.
Make sure y'all join the BSS Discord. We here, we popping, all good vibes.
We love seeing that BAM Discord right at the top of a Discord. We love that right under. Let's go. Let's go right at the top, gang. I love to see it. I love that I'm in the mix.
Nobody's a shittier leader than the third Hokage. Fuck that guy. Okay? This man promised to protect Naruto after his parents died. His idea of that was sticking him in the
yeah, I know about this.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Kids are ready to die for their country at age 12 in the Elite Village, but they can't afford social workers for kids whose parents died? Don't even fucking get me started on the Uchiha clan, okay? He got Itachi to wipe out the whole clan because he was worried about an insurrection. Could you imagine if they had done that on January 6th?
That would have been great.
Fights one redneck who just feels like the rest of them have gone too far.
Nah, not Itachi with the Blue Lives Matter flag on his head.
Real, he was like that.
That's funny.
So I know what was the in-story reason to why the Hokage let Naruto live like that?
So here's the thing. I think it's
look at Naruto be Hokage. Clearly, he ain't have no time.
I would say it's one of the things where he doesn't have the time, and then also because the village didn't accept him because he had a monster inside of him.
True.
But let's
you don't have like one person who can just like let me check on him. But
bro, let's not even. But let's be honest. We saw how Naruto was able with his own kids. He don't got no time, and he the Hokage.
Yeah, but he ain't feeding his kids like cup ramen and expired milk.
The problem is, I think that
ramen is amazing. All right.
I think Kishimoto wanted the idea of Naruto to feel alone, but also have him make logical sense why he can survive on his own. You know what I'm saying? So I think that maybe he came at a crossroads with that. Like, I want Naruto to go about by himself and not feel loved in the warmth of other people, but at the same time, how does this 1-year-old survive by himself? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think maybe it got kind of that's why he keeps it vague, because he keeps it vague. He don't gotta explain it.
Still crazy. They treat him like shit.
Ty,
yeah, the one guy, if he goes nuts, he could destroy the whole village. Yeah, let's keep treating him like shit.
No, Ty, I feel like an aspect that no one ever really talks about when it comes to the third Hokage is that like one of his sons, like Konohamaru's like father or whatever, or parent, like they died, and so like he knows like the loss of like family and stuff like that, but he still, after like losing that, didn't like realize like, hey, Naruto's all alone. I just lost somebody too. Why wasn't there like that connection was never really like talked about.
I mean, he lost so many people even before losing his son. I mean,
and I think, I think they just kept it vague, because if you start to get too deep in it, now you're gonna maybe run into an inconsistency here and there. That's why he kept it vague, I think.
But they also showed like how Konohamaru felt alone at times too. But like you're overseeing Konohamaru, but you don't see the connection that he's bonding with Naruto, who also feels alone.
Well,
yeah, I think they also try to keep the aspect of the third Hokage and Naruto's relationship a secret as well, because it would raise way too many questions on why is this kid who we all hate getting special privileges from the Hokage. So
Konohamaru's like I feel alone is different than Naruto's because Naruto still has a family. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I
True.
agree.
So,
True.
All right, let's go into the next one.
Great
Speaking of
oh, that's my mutual. MD.
all right,
He's actually a member of Slingshot. That's my guy.
I think Lonnie's the one who someone posted this. I just reposted
I
it.
didn't post that one.
It might have been someone else. Maybe it was Santo.
Can you not just play it
Um,
on the thing?
Can I? I can. W random. The random, you lied to me. Do you see this playing right now?
I was just asking a question.
Do you see this?
SMH. Now we're postponed. I have seen a couple of this guy's TikToks. I think I saw him talking about some superheroes.
Someone asked who wins this. Someone asked who wins this. Daemon
I can't hear it.
or Gojo?
Mhm.
Now I'm sure we all know by now how Daemon.
Can anyone else hear it?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
can
get it a little bit. I get it.
It's like pretty
Obviously,
background.
it's an incredibly broken technique. But Gojo's ability basically makes him untouchable by creating an infinite space between him and his opponents. And from what I understand, both abilities are passive. Daemon doesn't really have to think about using his abilities, it just happens. As far as I'm aware, the same thing applies for Gojo. I think this is one of those matchups where I don't think anybody would win. As far as I'm concerned, this seems like a complete stalemate. Daemon can't actually hit Gojo because of Gojo's infinity, but Gojo can't hit Daemon because of Daemon's reflection ability. And because both abilities are passive, it's not like one person can tire out and then the other person can take them out. So if these two ever end up in a situation where they have to face off each other, it's literally just going to be both characters just kind of standing there doing nothing forever. So I think this is a complete stalemate.
I think Damon washes Gojo. What?
Well, I see it both ways because Damon's abilities are also based off of like intent. So like if you're trying to hurt him, you will get hurt. Gojo has like with Hollow Purple, like he just destroys space. So like if he just did Hollow Purple in that general direction, not necessarily trying to aim at Damon, wouldn't it technically hit?
Also, couldn't he use unlimited? Can he use his domain expansion when that like there's information flooding into his head?
My thing is, I guess if we're thinking about purely from a hacks perspective, I'd have to really think. I'm thinking the first thing that came to mind is like the scaling perspective, because we know obviously that Naruto scales way higher than Jujutsu Kaisen, and Damon is stronger than every single person in Naruto. And as of right now, I don't know where he would rank in Boruto. I don't know if Boruto is stronger than Damon yet. It's hard to question. But from a scaling perspective and the speed perspective, Damon's way faster than Gojo. I think you would just overwhelm him to be honest. I just think there's too much of speed and power mismatch.
I just remember them talking about like intent and like not like intent, bloodlust, things like that. It comes in part of play with his reflection. So like if you're like fighting him without the intent to hurt him or whatever, or just like the absent mindedness of that, then like I feel like that's basically how they're gonna have to end up beating him. But we'll see.
All right, let's go to the next one.
The worst anime of all time. The worst anime of all time. Can I say the most overrated one of all time? Sure, that works. All the big three. Wow, that's almost a hot take right there. The only thing I can really say that's good from the big three is that it's something with Naruto and that's they have really well written villains. But in terms of storytelling, it's a lot of plot armor. It's a lot of just revolving around MC works hard. They prevail no matter what. That's how it is. It's lazy story writing, in my opinion. But I also like things that make me sad, really, in terms of like stories. Attack on Titan's up there, Fate series, that kind of stuff. I think it's a really good.
Boy, what is this? This is Riddell's friend?
Jesus.
I've never said that, bro.
Those you could attribute them to the success of the big three.
Oh, absolutely. It's just that the thing is that it's a very stale canvas to me, really. It does take risks, in my opinion. I talk about Attack on Titan a lot because it solidified itself as the anime that's not afraid to do that, which is something that I love about anime.
Yeah,
I think that was the one that meant to piss.
I'm so indifferent with this guy because he's right about Attack on Titan, but I don't agree with his big three take at all, bro.
Real quick, bro. This is what I hate about when people give certain takes on writing is that they'll be like, oh, this story is like they'll oversimplify the story and say that there are writing problems, but it's based off an oversimplification. Like he just said, oh, that they prevail no matter what. I could point out so many times that Ichigo, Naruto, and Luffy lost and had to like regroup and get better and learn from their mistakes. That and also plot armor isn't bad writing.
Yeah.
What did you think about when he said that the big three never really took any big risks?
I don't agree with that
That's
either.
not true because we know that deaths
Everything
and
he
stuff
just
take
said
place.
about them, not taking risks, hardworking and prevail no matter what, and plot armor, those are three. Well, the first two are not true, and the third one is like plot armor does not equate to bad writing. Like,
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think something that people don't like recognize is that the story of someone's journey is not necessarily a bad story, especially considering like there's a reason why the most prolific figures got so much success. They went through a journey and then achieved what they achieved. A lot of things that went their way. So the aspect of the biggest hero, the most important hero of the story, think of it like this. This probably is the most important guy. We're just following towards the point where he eventually will reach the end point. And yes, we know he's gonna reach the end point, but the reason why the story is so valuable is leading up to that point. How does he reach that end point? What obstacles he goes through? What different character dynamics he goes through? There are different ways to kind of tell a story, and I would argue, to be honest, that the story of an adventure and a journey is arguably the most entertaining story you can observe, if I'm being honest. And there's a reason for that because you can kind of go along with the writing, grow with what the character is going through. So I feel like people get this yes, there's a lot of series copying the formula of the hero's journey, but it doesn't make it necessarily bad just because a lot of series are doing it. They're doing it because it's popular and people like it. So let's go with the last two reactions right here.
What is an unpopular anime opinion that you have? I low-key don't like Vinland Saga. I think TikTok ruined it. Like, you know, like the whole stoicism, like trend or whatever. Plus, Vinland Saga is low-key mid. Like, I think everything post Team Thorfinn is overrated.
Oh, so you just liked it when he was killing people?
Forgiveness.
All right.
Live with yourself. Like, I think that's cool, but I think it stretches on for way too long. And Thorfinn's for incels. Wait, what? It's for incels that want to relate to a short, scrappy midget that doesn't take baths.
Well, who hurt you, bro?
You know, maybe find a better perspective in life or something like that. I mean, I never really thought about it like that. I think most people, especially from TikTok, like think stoicism is like being emotionless or like not really expressing emotions. When I think it's more like being at peace with your emotions and recognizing them, which is why I say that it's for Israel. Hey.
Oh my god, bro!
The only thing he said was right was that ending part. I do agree that people may misinterpret stoicism from Thorfinn, but everything else he said was a flat ridiculous.
Facts.
So like it just looked like he wanted season 1 of Vinland Saga to just keep going. That's what he wanted.
Which I feel like not a decent point, but there was a part of that community that just liked that violence and chaos and revenge story, and they didn't. I feel like sometimes when people watch things, it's because like they can relate to it, and like when it comes to him facing his demons and growing from it, and like growing up as a person and moving on, I feel like some people aren't in those stages in their life, so they can't relate to it, and it just pisses them off, so they drop it.
The comment made no sense to me at all.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Just man said Vinland Saga is made, bro.
Also, I don't think a fan base can make me not like a show.
Facts.
Like fan base can make me not like a show.
Yeah, I'm saying every
fan base being so bad, you just stop watching the show.
Honest, every fan base is cringe, bro. Let's be real.
Nah, fan base made me not like LeBron James. I'll be honest.
What? Oh man, you one of those, huh?
You just a weird. No, you just a hater.
You want to be honest about anime?
Hey, a LeBron suit is crazy.
Him and Kill get along real well.
Yeah, weirdos, man. I don't even understand how you mad that people rock with a player. That's eating though. That's eating at that. Not even like he's the nicest ever, bro. It is what it is.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. I'll get that. Let's react to the last one.
What is an unpopular anime opinion that you have?
Deku is a realistic MC. He he's much more accurate and it's much more realistic idea of what an MC should be. Because in the beginning, you're not going to immediately know what to do. You're going to mess up. You're going to be emotional.
Who would you say Deku's a better MC?
I see Deku's a better MC than like Goku. I like Goku, but let's face it, Goku is instinctively like that. Even in Dragon Ball, he kind of already just knows what to do. And also, he's kind of on the stupid side, so, you know.
That's so.
I think there were two more Ty after Ty Riddle after that.
Yeah, he said Goku is a dumbass, and that get on my nerves.
I could kind of tell that bro. If he said he knows what to do, Goku literally by OG Drive without him learning the world. Like he was very unfamiliar with the world. That's just not true. But
also, Ty, when we're talking about like instincts, and he was just kind of born like that. Like Deku was like from a very young age had that mindset of being a hero and helping people and stuff like that. So like it's the same. They're in the same boat in that aspect. So like when it comes to instincts being like who they are later on.
Even if
somebody Goku had to learn how to interact with the world because he grew up in a forest by himself. So he had to learn things. He had to learn how to basically operate in society. So I'm trying to what did Goku know before he interacted with Bulma and was basically had to taught how to go in society? Like what did he know?
I don't know. Never seen Dragon Ball.
Socially, not that much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Socially, nothing. He didn't know what a girl was.
That is tough.
He didn't know what a car. He didn't know what a car was.
Tough.
He didn't know what because his grandpa died. He basically grew up by himself in a forest. He didn't know what a car was. He didn't know what the difference between boys and girls were. So that niggas don't watch Dragon Ball, bro.
Lana, you said there's a few. I know there's a few other ones, but we can react to one more. What do you want to react to?
Do the Rock Lee one because the DBZ one that's for like a later agenda probably.
Lee is a plant. He is a plant. He's a clone. He was planted here in the village. Lee is a plant. He's a plant. He's a clone. He was planted here in the village to learn how to do the 8 gates and to eventually take over the village. You've seen everybody else's mother and father. You've seen everybody else's daddy, but Rock Lee. My guy had a daddy. But Rock Lee ain't have no daddy. And Rock Lee didn't have no baby mama either because Rock Lee is a clone. And Lee is a clone. You ain't never seen Rock Lee be with no woman before. Rock Lee ain't never said nothing about how Nine-Tailed Fox killed his parents or nothing. He just appeared out of nowhere. He appeared at the Shonen Exam and kicked Sasuke right in the sky. That was my first introduction to him. He had no backstory other than him training with Mike Guy. He was going to be a line of a clone series created by Orochimaru to take over the village. You have never seen a ninja with eyelashes like that. His eyelashes look like they were drawn on because he's a clone.
Rock Lee's a clone.
Why he going so hard, bro?
Low key, he got a point though. Like,
nah. He's not gonna disrespect.
What is Rock Lee's backstory?
Who was his daddy? Show me his father.
What's Tenten's backstory? Goddamn it!
You don't count her.
Oh, misogyny.
What's Kiba's backstory?
You don't count him either.
We see Kiba's mom though. We see Kiba's mom.
Shino, what does Shino got going on?
We see Shino's dad.
Oh my god! Down this list. Maybe my guy was his pops. Like they look smack alike, bro. Come on, bro.
It could be like a nephew. You know what I'm saying?
You think my guy's his love child?
Did they never say anything about where he came from?
No, we don't see his parents at all, bro.
To be fair, the whole
who is
Mike
his
guy,
we see Metal Lee all the time in the Boruto.
His mother is 1010. We all know this, bro.
Is it 1010?
I'm asking my friends who's a real big Naruto. He knows everything about Naruto. I'm gonna see if like this Lee. Do we ever see his parent like any mention of any relatives
for Lee? Nah, I don't remember any.
Yeah, we did.
That's crazy because he has. A lot of people talk about him. People still talk about him to this day.
We did see Kiba's mom when he was at the Sasuke Tree Block. He was in the hospital and his mom came up talking to him about Akamaru. That's crazy.
His mom showed up like a few times, like in
different
stuff.
Yeah, they were kind of weird with Rock Lee with that situation. All right, so we've been going for a while. Do y'all still want to do the crazy anime character tier list?
Yeah.
Or should we save that for a different time? What y'all think?
How is it? I'm gonna go because it's already 11:30 and I gotta work.
We can save that for next time then.
All right, we'll save that for a different time. Anything for before we wrap up? Anything else?
Solo Leveling, great, but God, just make it a 1 hour opening episode. We would have been chilling.
Facts. I agree with
right
that.
That's I'm very impressed with what they've shown so far animation wise. This is the same studio that does SAO, so at least animation wise, they got the money behind it. So I'm still nervous, J-Rob. I'm still nervous. Like I hate the fact that I feel like after it's done, I'm gonna have to rewatch it again just to enjoy it. Because now every time I'm done, I'm just like, where's the drop? Where's that fall coming? But so far, it's so good.
Yeah, I like
Once
it.
they introduce Japan, the South Korea, it's
What if they just flip them? What if they just flip them in the story?
that'd be so disrespectful. Not gonna lie.
I mean, as long as it's still hidden, I could care less, man. As long as it's doing what it's supposed to do. As long as it's doing what it's supposed to do.
I'm about to see Jinwoo run for his life next episode because he's not gonna do them push-ups.
Hey, do we think now? I'm thinking about it, right? So obviously, the anime community, more like Crunchyroll and stuff, they have been abusing the trend that is isekai of sending characters to said world, making them OP or making them some monster or whatever. They've been abusing it to the point where they made a vending machine isekai. Like they've been abusing it.
I just laughed when I saw like the cover. I was like, this is so dumb.
So one thing, if you do read webtoons, one thing that happens a lot is they actually have a trend too that they abuse as well in the webtoon community, and that's the character that levels up in this like fantasy setting. We got solo leveling, hardcore leveling, warrior, omniscient reader. Like there's so many series where it's like guy thrown into this world and he's different because he can power up constantly. There's actually a ridiculous amount of series like that. So do we think the anime community is going to see the success of solo leveling and go like, all right, let's grab all those?
That actually led to my question, because Solo Leveling is one of the big manhwa. Tower God Season 2 comes out in April, I think. But also, they just announced that Omnipotent Reader is getting an anime adaptation. So, like,
Omniscient Reader is getting one? That's crazy.
Yeah, they announced it like a few days ago. So
yeah, we talked about it in the Discord, right, Lonnie?
Yeah. So, but the only other big one, and like you said about isekai, it's the only other like super big manhwa that hasn't come out yet is The Beginning After the End, which I feel like in terms of anime adaptation, it can technically be more successful than all of them, because
that's also your more traditional isekai.
Yeah, but I feel like it's
more successful than Tower of God and Solo Leveling. I don't know.
I'm talking about anime. Because they could still.
I don't know about Solo Leveling. I don't know
about Tower of God either. Because season 1 was a prologue. Season 2, moving forward, is going to be straight fire.
Yeah, but in terms of like, it can hit all the generic anime tropes, but like The Beginning After End is, you guys have read it. It's a masterpiece. It's freaking amazing.
No, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
So my part is like, do you think that Tower of God is going to be better than the first season of Solo Leveling? And do you think that if both of them are successful this year, like we'll probably see The Beginning After the End, hopefully Ordeal soon, and like some other things coming up forward? Because like these, like I feel like these two are going to determine like the future of manhwa being animated.
Well, if Solo Leveling hits, we're gonna. I think if it does, we're gonna get all of them at some point. We just are, because Solo Leveling's the one that has to work. It just has to.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, I feel like I need that thing to work too, so we could get Ordeal, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of very creative webtoons and manhwas out there, other than the formulaic one that I just talked about. Because there's stuff like, I don't know if you guys know, Jungle Juice exists. It's a
just read Ordeal, bro.
Windbreaker's another
Ordeal
big one.
is really good too.
Windbreaker's a very good one.
Unordinaries are very unique series. So there's a lot out there.
There's one I'm watching. I'm reading right now.
Sure.
Have you seen Mercenary Enrollment?
No.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I think is
That
very
one's pretty
good.
popular.
Yeah.
Oh, the
First Day of
boxer?
Roman's good.
The boxer.
Oh
bro.
yeah, I've heard so
Boxer.
many great things from the boxer. Not gonna lie. So
There's a few pretty popular ones right now too that I'm missing that are more like your fantasy, where it's like in a fantasy setting.
Like
that I also
Elfseed
enjoy.
or whatever it's called.
Can you say it again?
Alexseed.
Yeah,
I couldn't
Alexseed.
read
Yes,
that.
yes,
couldn't
yes,
read
that is
that,
one of
bro.
them.
I
Yeah.
dropped it after chapter 1. I'll be honest. That shit.
Yeah, I know it's really popular. I stopped at like chapter 10.
It just wasn't not it, bro. But with that said, we're gonna start wrapping up. Again, shout out to our member that is Just Lewis. If you guys join the membership, get your name right here. Obviously, you get all the perks from being a member as well. And we're gonna start wrapping up the show, ladies and gentlemen. So appreciate everybody coming in.
Keep covering up like all y'all faces.
Keep supporting the podcast. Make sure you guys rate the podcast 5 stars if you're at Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Help our ranking on the charts. We're gonna start aiming for very, very high rankings as an anime manga podcast. So make sure you guys support there. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow our Twitch. We're gonna do more gaming content over there. The plan eventually, I have Baldur's Gate. Random has Baldur's Gate. Lonnie's gonna get it for the Xbox, and we can see some very amazing Baldur's Gate content.
Yeah, we doing
over
nerd
there as
shit,
well.
J-Rob. Go ahead. We doing
Y'all
nerd shit.
nerds,
I
bro.
like it.
Y'all are some nerds, man.
Baldur's Gate is heat,
I'm
bro.
nerds.
I'm just
Start streaming WoW and we'll see, bro.
Well, I'm gonna start streaming WoW. I want to start streaming Monster Hunter. Those are definitely going to slide.
I'll run the finals with us, J-Rob.
I'm definitely running the finals.
You've been going
too.
crazy.
I'm down to run the
We
finals.
played with
Last
Riddell the
night.
other day. We got him to download.
I like the finals though. I like the game. It's fun actually.
finals is good. And when I get a PC, I'm gonna rock WoW with J-Rock. Don't worry. But
Yes, please get the computer so we can play WoW, bro.
and
That is wild. For the horde, man. For the horde.
Hey, we can make our own clan. Hey man, the BS.
Yeah, we'll make a guild and everything, bro.
That's
but we're
crazy,
gonna play horde,
bro.
bro.
We're gonna be
play horde.
everywhere.
We're gonna play
Facts. We
horde.
got a lot of things planned. This is just starting. This is episode 11. We're just making waves. We got some interesting guests that will appear in the future. Some great episodes. Probably next week. I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen. We've been talking about it so much. I think we have to have an episode, a Blue Lock episode next week. So
Oh, we're
hope you
moving
guys
the Studio Ghibli episode to next week.
all right. So make sure you guys
Also,
turn in. Check out
yeah.
all our lives. Y'all have a good one. Take care and peace.